Wake up, gamers. You're listening to the Big Think Dimension, featuring the Spam Fried Rice Gamer,
Leg hair,
the French Dip with Swiss Gamer,
I think video game good,
the Mushroom Calzone and Chicken Tender Bub Sub Gamers.
You see that mountain? You can self-isolate on that mountain, Bob.
Oh, thank God.
Here on GigaBoots.
You know, I, for one, am glad we rebranded.
As the editor of this podcast, I sure ain't.
That's okay. It'll be fine. How's everyone doing? Oh, God, we had food adventures this week.
Yes, we did.
Oh, fuck. You guys just went, fuck it, glass them.
I tried... Look, I tried to do the perfect egg bite last week, and I ran out of time, and then I did it this week. For anyone who's
Gotta
here.
win.
Yeah, I really needed a win. I feel like after that conference, Microsoft may also want to try to get the perfect egg bite. For those who don't know, the perfect egg bite is from a Joe Pera video, wherein you take a piece of rye toast, you toast it, you cover it in bread, you covered that in purple jelly, as they call it.
Yep, purple jelly.
Cover that in hash browns, you cover that in ketchup, and then you put an egg on top. And you need to make sure the ketchup is in a W. And then you try to take one bite, the first bite, and include the entire egg yolk in your mouth so you can get the perfect egg bite.
God, that sounds so overwhelmingly rich to get the whole egg yolk in.
Yes.
Now you understand.
It's very powerful. One might even say perfectly powerful. Also, it's a sunny side up egg, obviously.
I learned about this naturally. Anytime I learned lore that's from Dan, he showed me a video at 5:50 a.m.
Yeah. That's a good time for Joe Pera.
Yes. Help you sleep.
Actually, yes.
I mean, to be fair, there is that Joe Pera video where he helps you sleep. But yeah, that perfect egg bite was not as repugnant as it sounded based on the description of the ingredients. Keep in mind, in my version, I didn't use, quote, purple jelly. I used red plum. I think the number one thing with it, taste-wise, was that it was very tart, like tangy, almost. Bob also had some. His egg bite was not so perfect. His egg was a little overcooked, just slightly.
I only got like half a yolk.
Oh, that's...
I know.
If you can imagine, Bob just slammed his fist down on the table and yelled, "God damn it," insanely loud when he messed it up. I assure you. It's definitely what he did.
I hate how dedicated you are to this podcast that I asked you today, did you get a win? Did you get the perfect egg bite? And you're like, I gotta save it for the podcast.
Yeah, people can't know about the perfect egg bite until they tune in for next week's Big Think Dimension. Because that was my major food adventure this week. Bob, I feel like you and Phil had your own?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Okay, what did you do, Bob? Because I already forgot.
I made spam fries.
Yeah.
Oh, spam fries. Fuck.
Yeah, you ate some.
I blocked it out.
Oh,
how were they?
Good.
They were not good.
It was disgusting.
I didn't expect to.
Yeah, there was, imagine a crunchy exterior and then just goo inside. Not a pleasant thing to eat.
Oh, no.
Just
yeah,
goo.
It's
Yeah,
like if you breaded and fried like a cheap hot dog. You know, the hot dogs where it doesn't even resist your teeth.
Yeah.
You could like cut it in half with your finger.
Yeah, and you took even the casing off of that.
Oh my God. I would have cooked the spam, then breaded it.
That probably would have made sense.
We immediately identified that as being a potential thing we could have done.
But that's the biggest mistake.
Did you identify that when you took a bite and went, oh?
Yes, that's about how that went.
You have another experiment to run next week. So good.
I don't want to make these again.
Yeah, to be clear, I ate one with, what was it, ketchup. Wait, no, I had tonkatsu sauce at one point, didn't I?
I think so.
Yeah,
you had
the
both, I
tonkatsu
think.
sauce was really good. Tosh had one, maybe two. I think it was just one. Bob, how many did you eat?
I ate like 7 of them because I was like, I'm not letting this go to waste. But maybe we'll fry up the Sam and then we'll get beer batter breading instead of the panko breading I had sitting around.
Yeah, because Bob used
maybe
panko.
use some teriyaki spam next time.
Oh.
You're gonna burn the sugar to give it a crust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have any other food adventures, Bob?
I don't think so.
Okay. We may have a video up of that on the GigaBoots Patreon, the main GigaBoots Patreon. I don't know how the video came out, so I'll find out later. Anyways, as a part of a weird impromptu GigaBoots Eats, what's up, Bob?
I am excited to try its Chicago deep dish pizza, making one myself sometime next week.
Yeah, see, that's the actual food adventure for the next week.
We're people helping you with that, too. They're like, here's the information about the Chicago deep dish pizzas.
Yeah, no, the community really came together to tell Bob he didn't imagine frozen deep dish pizzas, that those are in fact real. Thank
not
you,
here.
Thank you, everyone.
I dreamed of frozen foods.
Hey, man. Not all dreams must be big.
Look, I haven't been to Chicago in like, what, God, 15 or so years?
Me
maybe
neither.
more.
Me neither.
So
I've never been
a while.
So, yeah. As the big thing to mention becomes a weird road show where we go around eating foods like we're Guy Fieri.
Oh, that'd be great. We check out each state's Golden Corral.
Oh, not even Shoney's. Golden Corral, of course.
Of course.
I'd rather fucking sample the bullet from a gun. My psychotic food adventure, which nobody should ever do, by the way. What I'm about to be saying, do not do this.
Uh-oh.
Now, Dan and Bob made Spam fries because they couldn't find the frozen Spam fries. So I was like, I'll make the Spam patties that are fried.
Oh.
But I was like, if I just cut a slab of Spam and bread it and fry it, that's the same thing they did. So I got goofy.
Oh.
Oh, yeah?
I took out my food processor. I cubed a whole block of Spam, dumped it in there, put in 2 cloves of garlic and some onions, because if I'm making it myself, I want it to have flavor other than fat.
Fair.
Then I pulsed it until it was ground Spam, basically. Then I added a couple eggs and some breadcrumbs for structural integrity, formed it into patties in parchment paper, and froze it. And then I took out one of the patties, breaded it in panko, and fried it, and had Spam katsudon and rice and some cabbage. I do not recommend anybody eat that. It was not bad, but that was way too much work for a bit.
Yes.
No, you could say that about a lot of things we do.
I think Armchair Devs is the definition of that, but
And since we're doing food shit, let's get it out of the way here instead of talking about the news. Taco Bell sent me a weird fucking email.
Oh yeah, I got that email as well and got very excited.
They're like, you can get a taco bar delivered.
what?
As in like here's what the taco bar is. It is 2 containers of their beef, a container of cheese, little tiny containers of tomatoes and lettuce, and I think it's 16 crunchy taco shells and 4 tortillas for soft tacos. So it's almost the exact same price as just buying 20 tacos.
Here you go, do it yourself. That's terrible.
That's pretty fucking awful.
I would have wanted their beans too. What a rip.
Yeah. Man, that sucks. That's a that's a shit deal.
When you put it in news, I thought it was like a protein bar made by Taco Bell.
Oh,
I'm on a big taco bar kick.
it's like on The Simpsons where Homer feeds the 5 pounds of spaghetti in, but it's just like a bag of crunchy tacos.
Yes.
It's like, I only eat things in bar form.
We have a question from the audience. This will be the concluding segment of this food segment. Guys, favorite chain pizza place? This is not easy.
I'm probably gonna go with Hungry Howie's.
I'm leaning that way. I think I'm also gonna go with Hungry Howie's.
Because when it's good, it's real good.
I I like my Pizza Hut over here. Is pretty all right.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it. It's like I like their sauce a bit better. Their ham, instead of the traditional like triangle, it's like little string.
Yeah.
String like ham fries. Yeah, I like that.
Ham fries. It's not like
ham fry. Sorry, think about other things that are very important to us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it'd be like that. But yeah, I would go for. I would tend to go for that. That, and I like their insane 40,000 calorie cookie pie thing.
Ugh.
I don't know. Have we eaten that?
I don't think we have.
I don't think we have.
It's like, what if it was a chocolate chip cookie the size of a small pizza?
Smart. Genius thought of that one.
You know, we used to have a restaurant that only did those. They just had big old cookies you could buy.
That's brave.
They're closed now because they were in a mall.
Yep. Man, let me tell you, the slow death of malls became the fast death of malls.
Yeah, it did.
It did.
No, poor Cinnabons.
Oh, no.
Okay, you can still get the little ones at Taco Bell.
They're totally legit. That's for sure.
You could also get the bad one.
Well, you put 8 of them in your mouth and you chew and then you shake yourself for 10 straight minutes to see if you die.
How did you know that's what I do sometimes?
I was thinking of you, yes.
Well, I'm just like, oh, this breakfast food wasn't filling enough. Ma'am, can I have 20 Cinnabons?
Doesn't do it for me anymore.
It hasn't brought me close enough to death to inspire me. But yeah, that's the end of food. Feel, I think you summed it up best with the thing you said of that is way too much effort to put into a bit.
Yeah, that's how we describe this intro bit that we keep on doing.
Also, you didn't make me answer the pizza question, but I'm fine with that.
Oh, I thought you were gonna I don't know. What's your answer?
I just get the take and bake pizza from Papa Murphy's because all we have is horrible chains here.
Yeah, all chains are horrible.
Didn't you stop going to that place because it was inconvenient or something?
Yes, but sometimes I go since I'm no longer eating it every Thursday. I'll be like, okay, I'll go now. I'm in that part of town. I don't want to cook today.
Yeah, besides he can't go to the Golden Corral anymore, so.
Yeah, I can't go. Yeah, I would get it before because it was on the way back from the gym, but the gym is closed now, so I'm just fucked.
Yeah.
Now you have to do jumping jacks in your living room.
KZ, I wouldn't recommend anybody doing a jumping jack unless they're a recovering coma patient.
Jumping jacks are incredibly strenuous exercise. It's very effective, that's for sure.
You got to train your body.
A jumping jack is something that a gym teacher made up because they were hungover and wanted the kids just to do something for a while.
Yeah.
Okay, that holds water, yes.
That sounds about right. But we got to get out of the food segment. We're going to talk about video games. Bob, what video games have you been playing?
I played a lot of Streets of Rage 4.
Anything
How's
else?
that?
Yeah, that was very fun. I beat it several times. I beat it on normal mode once, and I'm trying to get through hard mode.
Okay.
But it's pretty tough. I went for some trophies, because one of the trophies is just beat A level on Mania mode, which is like the level of difficulty that's beyond super hard, where like, seriously, don't play this. So that's neat. You unlock lots of extra characters that are literally old sprite characters.
I did see that. I did see some people playing it with old sprites.
I was wondering how you deal with a lot of stuff in the game, and then I saw a video of, jumping neutral gives you a ton of like iframes. So I guess that's how you're supposed to deal with some of the nonsense they show you, because it gets real bad sometimes. So yeah, I'm excited to play more of that. Maybe me and Dan will even co-op it at some point.
That'd be cool.
We'll see.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to deal with, as we'll talk about in news.
Yeah. I also played some Secret of Mana. Sorry, not
Trials.
Secret. Trials of Mana.
Trials of Mana.
I was hoping. I was like about to say the PS4 version of Secret of Mana. Hell yeah.
Starring Dobo.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that voice acting is hilarious, and I enjoy it because of that.
Wonderful.
Every soldier that's wearing a helmet just sounds like Hakumen from Blaze Blue.
It's true. I fucking lost it the first time I heard them. I'm like, they just put like an insane Hakumen filter on it.
Yeah, like the ghost was already bad
that.
enough.
Hello there.
I found out the Amazon girl is incredibly dumb.
Beyond dumb.
Yeah, it's insane.
There's a reason that people refer to her as Bimbo. I described her actions in the game as chick who lost her little brother in a Kmart taken over by terrorists.
No!
She literally spins a 180, runs away, and then after running for a quarter mile, looks back and goes, "Oh, my brother didn't follow. Guess I lost him."
Doesn't even think to go back.
Nope.
Just,
too late. Well. It's too late. She made it past the checkout. She might as well just go home to her parents and explain that she lost her little brother.
It is that bad. As soon as I finished her backstory, it's like, I wish I chose a different character.
Could have started over.
You have to go back. I'm like, okay, this is bad.
Mm-hmm.
I did the demo first.
Yeah.
But I had demos from a different region, not the US region. I forgot I downloaded a non-US demo.
Oh, no.
So I got through the demo, which only gets you the first character you choose. And then I had to redo all of that, which didn't take that long, but it's still like, I just did this. I hate doing it again. And then I got then I switched around the main characters I had, so I got the second character I originally selected first, and it was this Amazon lady. And then I found out how bad she was, and it was like, I don't want to play all of this again. So I'm stuck. I guess I'm going through the game with her.
This sounds like a nightmare.
That's
Don't
tragic,
worry,
Bob.
the mage lady is
Yep.
not any smarter.
I think that's all the games I've played.
Okay, for the sake, let's say for a moment I played no video games. KZ, what did you play?
I'd say that's a lie because you played Mario 64 and we need to talk about that port.
Okay, yes, that's right. So I played through Mario 64. They had a port to PC that was based on the decompilation of the game, wherein people reverse engineered the game back into its source code, and then someone else ported that source code to PC. This has nothing to do with the leaks from Nintendo the other day. This is all other insane mega brain people figuring it out on their own. This port is incredible because it supports widescreen and insanely high resolutions.
It's weird.
This is stunning.
Is one of those interesting like releases where I'm like, oh, they're smart, because I couldn't find it for like 45 minutes, and if I can't find the download link, that means they did it right.
Yeah,
I eventually did. Yeah.
The funny thing is, people have already ported it from the DirectX 12 version to OpenGL. It's quite solid. It's really amazing. I loved the playthrough we did on a live stream earlier this week, wherein I got about 83 stars before I called it quits.
Oh,
doing a small
How long was the stream?
4 hours.
Yeah, you can whip through that.
Oh, don't. I've seen plenty of speed runs.
Yeah,
seeing those people do the 120 star run and go, wow, you're deranged. You're so good.
Yeah, I had a ton of fun with that. I honestly wouldn't be opposed to doing another playthrough. I just need someone to find a way to put out their mods for like putting depth of field shaders and other shit into the game, because that would be hilarious. And I've already seen pictures. Like I want to do a stupid playthrough of that game. So once something like that happens, maybe we'll play it again. I had a ton of fun. Feel, have you checked that thing out?
Yes, I have like 75 stars. It's weird to set it because I have like a 16 by 10 monitor, and it was like, wow, that's sure Mario 64 in ultra widescreen. And I can see things I'm not supposed to see. It's weird. I can sure see the coins inside of blocks because their draw distance is higher than the object's draw distance.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
That's great. I like being at the bottom of the hazy maze cave, and then you look upward and you can see every star in the level, basically. It's really good.
Yes, and every door.
And every door, yeah.
This PC port is way more competent than any FromSoft game.
Yes.
But it's also 30 frames per second, Bob.
Look, if PC gamers are good at one thing, it's forcing shit that isn't supposed to run higher than 30 frames a second to run higher and not break.
Yeah, I'm hoping somebody eventually does this for this executable, because apparently if you run it in anything higher than 60 hertz refresh, it'll play the game in fast forward.
Yes, I had to forcibly restrict its frame rate in the NVIDIA control panel.
Yeah. So hopefully
I remembered why I've never gotten 120 stars, because those 100... I've never gotten all 120, because those 100-star coins suck. I mean, fucking hate them.
They're not great. I'll give you that.
They're definitely the worst part of the game.
It was the thing slowing the stream down. I got several of those during the stream.
Also, I've never owned it.
All right.
I guess I'll point out my Mario 64 thing, which is I never beat the original until much later, where I got every star on the DS version. That's 150.
Yeah, that's not.
Plays Wario.
I heard there's a mod for that version to allow for analog controls. I really need to check that out, because I do enjoy the added content. I just hate the thought of playing Mario 64 on a D-pad. I don't just hate the thought of it. I hate doing it. It fucking sucks. So the thought of someone modding in analog control sounds promising. I need to look that up. I need to find that. Like, really bad. Feel... I'm not sure I brought this up on any content you've been there for or watching. I think I've gotten 120 stars on Mario 64 about 17 times. That game's fun.
Well, I'm sure that would happen if you have a robust history with Mario 64. You know what game I bought a Nintendo 64 for, and was the very first game that I had on Nintendo 64, and the only one for a long time?
I'm gonna get sucker punched. That's all I know.
Donkey Kong 64.
David, of course. Luckily,
the legend.
Luckily, I've never beaten Donkey Kong 64, and judging by our progress on donations over on twitch.tv/GigaBoots, it looks like I may not have to.
Oh yeah, Dan, we should probably talk about Halo.
Oh.
It is Halo.
Yeah, we did beat 2 Halo games in the span of a single live stream night.
It was very raw.
I feel like I'm partly to blame.
That was great. But yeah, we beat Halo 1 and Halo 2 in a single streaming night. The largest problem was the Master Chief Collection itself, and possibly the Xbox OS that held up the second stream for almost a whole hour.
You crashed a first-party game. Someone at Sony would be killed in front of the others to make sure it doesn't happen again if that ever happened.
Yeah. And somehow this is the state of the Master Chief Collection, which I heard, quote, they are making better. They're doing good on the customers for that game.
Yeah, it's fixed now.
Mm-hmm. It's fixed now. Yep, definitely. Man. But yeah, Bob, talk about Halos.
The first half of Halo 1's immaculate. Amazing.
Yes.
Genre defining.
Come get some.
The second half is dire.
It is super dire, and you should only play it in co-op.
There's a reason that me and you, I believe, only ever beat that once.
Yes.
We usually just stopped after the cartographer.
Yeah, that's when you go, okay, this has been fun, bye-bye.
Isn't it all just like, do the library again?
It's
now
literally...
again. Now again.
Yeah, that's kind of
every
how
room looked the same.
The last half of the game is doing the front half of the game again, but slower because there are harder enemies. It's really rough. And it smacks of them being forced to make the game longer because Microsoft didn't like how short it was. Yeah, not great. This is going to be one of those Halo theories where I'm going to say I think it's something, and then years later I'm going to find the post-mortem where they say, yeah, that was absolutely it.
I had some fun with Halo 2. I think that was pretty cool. Arbiter level's not great. He had like one cool level.
You mean the Arbiter levels where you sit on an elevator and defend against waves of enemies?
Yeah, the Arbiter levels that are literally Destiny levels.
Yeah, that wasn't great.
I've got to hack into this.
Was the first grade Halo game Halo 3?
Halo 3 is unassailable, I feel.
But the first two had great multiplayer modes.
Right.
So that's what made them so defining.
Right. Plus, they're really fun to play in multiplayer. And to be fair, for the time, the first half of Halo is kind of incredible. Like, groundbreaking. The first half of Halo 1. Halo 2 was the hypest shit going into the game. I don't think very highly of the game they delivered, though. So I'm the last guy you should talk to about is that game actually great? Because I bought it when it first came out, and I decided to not play the rest of it.
Yeah, the ending being a complete tease is awful.
Yeah, once people told me, oh, it doesn't have a real ending, it has a cliffhanger, I was like, then I'm absolutely not beating this. I'll see you
That's
when
like how
Halo
you
3
refused
comes
to
out.
get into Kingdom Hearts until it finished.
Yeah, thank God it's done, right?
Yeah, the saga finished.
Mm-hmm. The Reclaimer saga of Kingdom Hearts.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, Malo has been a ton of fun so far. We had so many hilarious moments as Bob and I had been streaming for what was nearly 13 or 15 hours straight in Halo 2.
You died in a flying section, and Bob was alive, but since he was player 2, they wouldn't show you the objective marker, so he didn't know where to go.
I swear
was
to God,
bad.
I swear to God, on the original version of the game, it probably would have shown that, but they have broken things very weirdly for the online support. For example, it skipped the highly iconic look up, look down part of Halo 2.
Did it?
Yes.
Yeah, they had to back out and do it solo to be able to experience it. It was very good. I recommend it.
Those fuckers. Those fuckers. Not a fan of what they've done with the Master Chief Collection. It's a fucking shame. It deserves better. But, yeah, no, and of course, by the time this goes up, we should have done our Halo 3 stream. Halo 3 is probably going to be the peak of the month.
You gonna play Halo 5?
Yes.
Won't that be the peak? It's got like two factions in it, right?
No.
I think that's what that has.
No. You're thinking of red versus blue?
Well, Dan, we did tell some people that we wouldn't play 4 or 5 if we hit that stream goal. So, there's
It's
always
true.
that potential.
We promised our audience if we hit the Donkey Kong 64 stream goal, we'll just go straight into that month and not do Halo 4 or 5.
And I hate to correct you on this. There's not just two factions in Red versus Blue. There's also the freelancing faction. There's like the UNSC, because it is canon to the Halo universe, or they try to make it like that. There are multiple factions, and it all links up real well.
How much red versus blue have you watched?
I have watched 10 seasons. The 10th season is very much we want to stop doing this real bad, so here's the definitive emotional arc, because yes, that exists, of that show. And then they kept doing it, and everything after it was so much worse. It's insane.
And how many Halo games have you played?
0. I just happened to enjoy that YouTube channel and finally decided to check out what their big and their most, at the time, popular show was until they made the anime.
There's 18 seasons of this.
Yeah, I know. It just... One season was, we're not going to write it, we're going to get guest writers with different animation styles. And I'm like, you've given up.
Yeah.
This went from comedy series with overarching plot that sometimes takes more precedence to poo-poo fart.
Oh, cool. Great.
Yeah, very good.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, Malo's going great. Very excited for it. And in some universe, we may hit our stream goal. So I guess come check out our Malo streams over on twitch.tv/GigaBoots. Aside from that,
I hope we get some comment of someone like, KZ's wrong, they're still okay.
You're gonna get at least one.
I don't think we are. I don't think we are. As shocking as it sounds.
There's a non-zero chance. I'm just saying, they tried a little bit afterward. But nah, man, it's not great, man. I was bummed out.
But yeah, that's it for Halo talk. KZ, what'd you play?
I finished up Neo 2, so I'm done with that now. That game's really good. I thoroughly enjoyed that. The end of that game, or the last little chunk, does some really cool stuff that I did not expect at all to happen. I thought it was rad. I would say as a result, when you reach the climax, the final mission or two of that game, I feel like the intent is for it to be like this urgent, really important story moment of this threat. But the way it's presented and how they handle everything in the game, it does not feel that way at all. It feels like a climax is too early because they wanted to do something else. and then they go in and it's like, this is the real thing you have to do. And I'm like, oh, that's a little... I do like what you wanted to do, though. So I guess it's okay. But overall, I thought it was satisfying, but I feel like they probably could have handled this a little bit better. That being said, the last boss was cool because unlike other Souls-esque games, they didn't make me fight something 5 times.
Oh, that's cool.
I went in and I fought a boss, and when the health bar went away, the game ended. And I went, this is great.
Weird. Why would they do that?
Yeah. And then they're like, all right, you can go through the game again. We have a new world map, just like the last game, where it's like scaled based on beating the first campaign, so you can like do it again, get better gear, which I did for a couple missions, and then I was done.
I was done.
But yeah, that's my favorite. My favorite of those types of games at this point. It was very, very pleasant and didn't feel like it was trying too hard to be hard, which I feel like happens way too much with those games. Aside from that, I played Bloodstained because they put out an update for that.
That's true. I also played that. Man, anyone who wants to have a real time with the Zangetsu mode should really not play on normal.
Yes, that is what I have gathered from it when I hit Jeeble and burst through his ass so hard.
Is Zangetsu just like an invincible Super Chad?
Yes.
Your default like special attack with triangle is throwing 3 shuriken. You go up to the first boss in the game, press triangle twice, the boss has died.
Yeah.
It's over. You kill bosses so effortlessly. The hardest thing in here is probably that one area with all the like the blade traps. Like there's like the spinning blades in the bookcase. I forget what that area was called. That's the only dangerous thing in here.
Also, his mobility options allows you to skip shitloads of stuff. This is how I immediately figured out shit was broken, okay? On the ship you come to the main castle on, you can jump into the ceiling in like the second room in the game and fight one of the backer portraits. That thing should be really strong, like hard to kill. Zangetsu can kill it in like 3, maybe 4 hits and gains a level the first 3 times he kills it. That shit is unhinged.
It is really, really funny just going up against certain fights because all the boss doors are open. So you can like fight some of the stuff you would have fought much later, like even earlier. Like I don't remember fighting the classic Castlevania whip using guy. I remember fighting him in the late game and not just whenever. That mobility option though, where you just press L1 and he does like a sword sweep up, and it's just like an uppercut you can infinitely do if you have the bar for it. So you can just skip large portions of the of different areas. The controls real well, like changing up the sword styles to the different elements. Do the quarter circle attack with lightning, and it just nukes the screen.
Yeah, no, it's really cool how many moves they gave him because he has a light hit, a fierce hit, and bunch of, command inputs like KZ's talking about, much like a lot of the weapons in the game, but he has many. It's very cool. Very excited to play it on the harder difficulties, which luckily you don't have to beat it once to unlock. You can just immediately go into Nightmare, which is probably what I'm going to do.
I was wondering how much work they put into like presenting it for his campaign, and you really understand it when you go into the boss door and you go, yeah, that's Zangetsu fighting Zangetsu.
Yes, that made me laugh. That makes it pretty clear up front exactly how that's gonna go.
Yeah, I'm a little sad we're not going to get a cutscene at all.
Yeah,
I was hoping for something.
Yeah, no, that's fair. It's a little disappointing. It comes off about as high profile, high production as, Maxim mode.
Yes, Maxim Kashin.
Kashine and fucking Harmony of Dissonance, or any of those old Iga games where they're like, look, more game for free. Here you go.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to getting to the next Zangetsu fight.
Yeah. I can't wait to fight Zangetsu as Zangetsu again.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, you have all of his moves, and they all feel really... really good. I enjoy his floating like Shin Akuma like backdash.
Yes, it's very cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've maybe done like a little over a third of the game. You can get through it pretty quickly, just burning through bosses and areas like that. But I've been enjoying it. I forgot how much I liked that game.
I'm super excited to try out the randomizer mode. It came out before we did this podcast, so I haven't had time. But yeah, it's super exciting. I love Bloodstained. Great game. Keep in mind, these are free if you have the game. You don't have to pay for DLC to get the Zengat stuff. Or the randomizer.
Yeah, you just have to clear it, right?
Yeah, you just have to clear it, which people are like, oh man, that's kind of annoying. And I'm like, what, you don't want to walk in a room and shoot a gun 4 times? Oh, you're not as powerful as me. I see. That must be hard.
and then the other thing could be, that's always the point of these ones. You beat the game and then you try the mode with no story in it.
Yeah. I mean, the problem is for these people, they already beat it and then it needs them to do it one more time in order to unlock this, which isn't great, but at the same time,
I did train myself so I'd be strong enough to beat the super boss.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like level 65, so it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I was capped in many ways. As I said, I walked in a room and shot a gun 4 times.
Oh no!
And that's with the heat-seeking bullet gun. It actually goes faster on the stronger one, or with a real weapon.
Yeah, I had the sword that just works like the Chrysogrim did from Symphony of the Night.
Yeah, that's
the one where you have to like put a lot of work into it to like get it upgraded, and so it is in fact hitting 15 times per press.
We also got an Indivisible update, but no one's had time to check it out.
Right. I bought it.
That's good. Oh, yeah, that's right. This one's actually a DLC. It's not a free update. Yeah, I'm going to check that out, too. It seems to be some sort of platforming challenge for Rosmi.
It's a
from
mix.
Rosmi.
So there's some platforming and there are some specific combat challenges.
Cool. Yeah, I'm really excited.
She'll like limit. She apparently like limits what things you can use.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like this one, you only use the axe and the spear, that kind of thing.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that way you can, they can work in puzzles a little bit better. You don't have access to everything.
Also, these Zungets and randomizer modes are coming to Bloodstained on Switch in late May, early June. There we go. I covered that news from later.
Yes. Keep chipping away at that.
Trying. Did you play anything else, KZ?
No, that's going to be it for me.
Feel, what did you play?
Well, I played the first little bit of the Wonderful 101 Remastered because they sent me my code about an hour before we started recording stuff. I don't know how much it's remastered.
Oh?
Because I feel like I can see JPEG artifacting on the texture of the protagonist's face in the very first cutscene.
I opened up the title screen thing, and it definitely looked like a low-quality PNG.
The main menu is blurry?
Yes.
Wow.
It runs fine and controls fine. They fixed a couple things, or tried to. For one, in the original Wonderful 101, you had to buy the dodge and block, and those are not moves that should have been optional ever.
Yeah.
Because they are critical to playing the game. They're still optional, but a thing pops up that says, go buy these right now.
Just give it to people.
And no, it gets better, Casey. The price has been lowered from 10,000 wonderful bucks or whatever the fuck to 10.
What?
It's a design decision. They're like, we have to.
Literally, it has to be, we want people to be able to do it without them. But
Metal Gear Rising did the same shit, where you have like your evade thing with the sword where you slash and jump backward.
The difference is that literally breaks boss's AI because they must have added it like so late in development.
Yeah, it's really not necessary for anything to use that. Like,
this is
it's
like
an option, but
there are enemies that are almost impossible to beat in the first level if you don't have the block.
What?
Yeah, if you don't have the block, you need to block their attacks to open them up, and they're covered in armor.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Wonderful 101's a great game.
I haven't played it, so I still don't know.
So what Bob's saying is that every Platinum game is bad.
Yeah, definitely saying that.
They didn't fix one of my biggest problems with the game, which is every single time you pick up an item, it tells you.
Oh no.
It stops the game and opens a box and says you picked up this. And I'm like, I know what that item is. Like I thought it was like DMC, where the first time you pick up an item, it will tell you what it is.
Right.
But no, it's just every time.
So it's got like not Breath of the Wild. What's Skyward Sword did that.
Skyward Sword, yeah.
But even that was only once per boot, I think.
Per boot?
Yeah, it was weird.
That is psychotic.
It's like maybe
I might be completely wrong, and there's just 18 varieties of each item, and I forgot. But I'm pretty sure that I picked up multiples of the same thing, and it's like, no, get the box every time. We can't have like a thing go ping up in the corner so you know. Not that you should be fucking using items anyway.
I still have to draw everything, or did they add any other options to make drawing easier?
Nope, you're drawing, bro. They did not add a weapon wheel or anything. You're drawing.
Any differences on how the battery system works?
Because I know you pick up batteries and get more bar. It's exactly the same.
Okay. What a wonderful game.
It is. I like it a lot. It's my favorite Platinum game. There's not a whole lot to say other than it's a port of the game that runs properly.
That's neat.
That's important.
Yeah.
I wish there was a version of that for Astral Chain.
Yes.
So what you're saying is that you should call this the Wonderful 101 Mastered.
When you go into, I mean, if we did that with every Wii, you'd have to put that on every single thing ported from Wii U, so it would get redundant.
But I'm excited to try that too.
When you go into one of the like areas where you would have to use the pad before.
Oh, yeah, those things.
It just it puts where you are up on the big screen and does picture in picture. That is not going to run good on Switch.
Probably
That's going to run bad on Switch.
I'm looking forward to see how my PS4 Pro starts screaming somehow.
If you're listening to this and you bought it on Switch, you fucked up.
Did it run badly on the Wii U? I don't remember. It's been so long. Everything ran badly.
Super bad.
Yeah,
yes.
Okay. That
yes.
Specifically.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that whole game ran badly all the time.
Oh,
yes.
yeah, I remember that. I remember that. I want to know if this ran especially badly, because it's been so long.
I remember it being terrible, yes.
What by this you mean Wonderful 101?
No, he's talking specifically about the mode where it does picture-in-picture.
There was no picture-in-picture. There was no picture-in-picture on the Wii version. It was on the screens.
Exactly, but that's rendering the same things. It's rendering one for the screen and rendering one for the other screen.
Yeah, all those ran horribly.
I mean, the game ran like shit normally. I imagine the picture-in-picture kicked that into overdrive.
But yeah, I like that game. I'm already remembering all the systems that they don't explain to you because Platinum is insane. I think they added a thing where in the original game there were a bunch of items that would not harm your score if you used them. And I think in this port they literally said these specific items when you pick it up would be like using this will hurt your score. I sure still like the writing, unironically. I forget what Wonder Red was in. We ran into him recently in something that one of us was streaming.
Yeah.
And we all lost our fucking mind. I'm trying to remember what it is.
Because that motherfucker was just blatantly Wonder Red and I lost it. God.
Who was it? What did he voice?
I can't remember.
I'm looking right now.
Okay.
The Marmaduke?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he's Spectre in Ape Escape 3 and Ape Escape Academy.
There we go.
Great.
Oh.
That is great.
But yeah, no, the writing is definitely the best part of that game. Like, and then all
and
the
now it's
death
more
fail
playable.
Sequences. Yeah.
I really do like Wonder Blue a lot, where he won't shut the fuck up about the sting of his Valiantium blade. And then nobody pays attention to him. Also, the fact every time the camera pauses for extensive narration, the characters respond. They start stretching. They start to fall over because they're holding something heavy and the scene has to pause while it's being narrated.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very charming game, which is probably the reason I like it the most. Also, it's the game where Platinum's we want to have 40 different gameplay modes. Feels like it's working in its favor instead of a millstone around its fucking neck.
I don't know. I don't know what you mean.
What do you mean? Because you don't like, oh, there's a Space Harrier stage in the middle of this action game. Oh, it's grading me. Oh
no.
Oh, there's a whole chapter of mini games. Oh, I need to push the cars.
Yeah, nothing was as bad as Astral Chain about that. Nothing.
And other than that, I played, I got it started on Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony.
Those are words.
This game might kill me. I can't handle some of the things that happen in this game. I'm just gonna throw acid on Dan and Bob right now.
Ooh.
Look at this fucking thing. Imagine looking at that and having to deal with it.
What?
No.
You know, everyone has to go through this when they play that game for the first time, where you're introduced to this girl. It's like, oh, she's like athletic and shit.
Her gimmick is she hates men and calls them degenerate males while sex creeping on every other female character.
Yeah, that's the horny face.
I don't like her.
Yeah, she's the because both of the first games each have an annoying sex pest character, but they're men. In this one, it's a woman. There's a reason she's at the absolute bottom of my list.
Yeah, I really hate your content for Danganronpa because I go, oh, here's this funny character that, you know, will occasionally make like a cartoony sparkle vomit. That's funny. Now when I watch your thing, you're like, ugh, and I'm like, oh yeah, Kodaka gets off to girl puking.
Yes, he sure does. No guys puke. Multiple times some people say things like, you're gonna keep that puke in a container for later.
Oh, that's terrible.
My favorite part so far is when somebody told the artist of Danganronpa, hey, can you draw a baby? And he went, bro,
No!
What the fuck is a baby?
That sure is a baby with an adult head on it.
What in the fucking wall? Why you showed me this?
That's one of the funniest things to come out of that game is just, I saw viral tweets that are all like, Danganronpa artists be like, what the fuck is a baby?
And I made that tweet of it where it's the Soulja Boy song where it goes, baby. It turns into the baby.
Thank you for explaining the genius behind your tweet.
God, this show sucks.
First of all, big presentation boost. 1 to 2 was already a big one, but now it's not on the PSP, it's on the Vita. And also, I think, shipped simultaneously on PS4.
It did.
So this game has actual visuals. Like it has camera pans and shit. But the minigames. First of all, they made Hangman's Gambit not an unholy nightmare that makes me want to shove a gun in my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly because they're just like, it's just like a weird matching game now. You turn on your flashlight to look at the letters, and then you have to turn off the flashlight and remember where the letters were and click on them in the right order. That's the new version of Hangman.
Danganronpa clips are people clipping you reacting badly to having to do Hangman's Gambit in the games.
Only the second one. Only the second one, because the second one was fucking nightmarish. Also, I didn't think they could come up with a minigame more psychotic than Logic Dive, where you skateboard down the half pipe of logic. Then I got to Psyche Taxi.
What?
Where you get into your logic car inside the vaporwave dimension.
It is absolutely vaporwave too.
Yeah, it's like a pink horizon with like a blue sun.
Hope you like Outrun.
And you drive in the vaporwave dimension running over letters, and then you drive into a person that represents the answer you're supposed to be getting.
Isn't it always like a woman silhouette, like picking up babes or something?
Yes. Yeah. Then you have Mind Mine, which is Minefield, which is like a weird like a matching game where you match stuff and then all the blocks surrounding what you match change colors, and you have to predict that in order to reveal what object you should be thinking of. So it's like, this guy got stabbed. I wonder what he was stabbed with, and you have to uncover a picture of a knife.
And you're like, should I uncover the carrot?
They also touched up a bunch of other things. We got my favorite minigame in the franchise, probably, Scrum Debate.
Yeah.
Which is when two sides are opposing each other, and they float up on their cyber trial platforms into the sky and have a face-off with logic rockets. And then when you do it successfully, you get a big Persona-esque shot of everybody agreeing with you, and it says full counter in big letters. But I'm enjoying that quite a lot. The first chapter sure kicks the shit out of everything in the previous two games, and I liked the second game a lot. I just don't know if I can handle these crackhead characters.
I told you it was gonna be real crackheaded.
Would you say this is a good jump-on point for new players?
I mean, it's unrelated. It doesn't seem to be related to the first two games, so you could theoretically start with this.
Hey, Dan.
Yeah.
No.
Do it, Dan. Do it.
No.
Dan, I need you to do it.
No.
Okay, Dan, I need you to do it, but no.
No. Is that no?
I need you to do it, Dan.
It's got great iconic characters like incredibly horny woman who talks about cum sometimes.
Not a fan. No, that's.
I hate her so much.
She's wonderful. She's my favorite.
Here's her gimmick. She's nasty to everybody and calls everybody cum dumpsters, but then if anybody pushes back, she becomes like a wilting little goblin.
So she's
like,
a check mark?
Don't hurt me. Yes. A lot of characters in this are check marks.
Fantastic.
It's too real.
And then you've got Derek Stephen Prince. Playing the ultimate supreme leader. That's his talent, is ultimate supreme leader. And he's just a goblin.
Yeah.
Every single line Derek Stephen Prince delivers is said in are you familiar with the episode of South Park where they go to San Francisco and everybody's smug? He talks in that voice. It's like, oh, you thought you were doing something. I feel bad for you. That's how all of his lines are delivered.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yes.
That sounds great. Nothing
Stellar
else.
Voice work overall.
Nothing else.
But the baby.
No, that may be the least fantastic thing about this.
They're like, here, let's describe this character's backstory. Here's just a picture of them as a baby.
Why would you do that?
So that's all I played. And speaking of Danganronpa, I'm willing to bet there's going to be at least one horrible thing related to Danganronpa and what's coming next.
Oh, what's coming next?
Coming next?
I'm pretty sure it's the Podlords.
The Podlord!
No.
Oh, fuck the Podlord.
Damn, we can't skip the Podlord segment.
I wasn't going to skip the Podlord.
Can we?
No, we can't.
Nah, I'm thinking about nah.
Do you like plates with food on them?
I do.
Do you like taco bars?
No, there's no beans involved.
That's true. Podlords such as Danny Richardson, E. Lee Broyles, Good Gotcha, which is, it's still the image from Ape Escape on the Moon. Tom finishes the fight. Dane, Mormons, Dan Zampacto. And it's a picture of the sword from Halo. Apparently, that's my Zampacto.
Nice.
Energy Sword Saturday.
It's Sunday. Energy Sword Sunday.
Gears of War.
Not Gag. Red Blaze 27. Regular Old Jucifer. Suzu Shiro. Emperor Zero. Shibuya Gato will show you mercy this week. Xbox did enough damage. KZ forcing Dan to record extra content to pay Zavic's phone bill.
KZ has never forced anyone to record extra content.
I'm thinking about it and I'm tasting blood.
Tifa Lockhart.
Yes! Yes! badass seal of approval.
Oh my god.
I'm pretty sure that outfit costs more than $7.
Lady, a popcorn kernel cracked my tooth, so F that. I am so sorry, Lady Popcorn.
Oh, that's so bad. No.
You're gonna have to change your name, otherwise I'm gonna think of that every time from now on. Matty Mo, mind telling me what you're doing on that unemployment line? An essential employee telling you it's not tyranny or communism to require a mask to enter the store, you horrible mutants.
My freedoms.
But freedom. This is simple, but I like it a lot. Gary.
Yes!
Just Gary.
What's up, man?
The 101 cheese pizza gamer.
That's a lot of cheese pizzas.
It's a picture of cheese pizzas. Looks all right.
I order pizzas without cheese on them.
101 cheese is a lot. Also, what is wrong with what? No, you don't.
Yes, I got food poisoning one time because of an undercooked pizza to the point where cheese pizza, the smell of it and the taste of it fucks me up now. So I just so what I'll do is I'll have a pizza with no cheese, extra sauce, with a couple of meat toppings on it. And that's how I've had pizza since 2004.
Look, man, the Podlord segment is not a segment for you to drag everyone down.
You know, we've been doing these for a while. I need to finally cue you into an important part of me.
That's fair. That's fair. This is interesting lore. I'm glad we're building out the lore. Just like WTF Spider-Man. Mr. I like spam, and this is the funniest thing, and I'm glad we're including it. It is ambiguous what is written here because of the circular cutoff on Patreon.
No!
Yes!
No!
It's Jason Schreier chasing.
He's calling me. He could be calling me a cumbag.
Or a scumbag. We don't know. And you seem to be running away with a copy of Final Fantasy X-2 yelling Kino.
Yeah, Final Fantasy X-2, baby. Yuna's awesome.
Why does he have a banhammer? He has no power anywhere.
That's true.
You saw him in the street, you could just start shoving him. He couldn't do anything about it.
Moving on to the bottom.
I'd like to think I ruined his weekend.
Oh, no. He absolutely is thin-skinned. Yes, absolutely.
Dave. Dave's still looking handsome. Unknown artwork. Bob Toasters recommends G4 TV's line of action, the live-action adaptation of Karnov. That is the thing, and I am now staring at it. How is this real? What in God's name? How did they do a live-action adaptation of Karnov?
Oh
cannot
my
be real.
God.
This G4
was that an X-Play thing?
See, that's the thing. It comes off as a total X-Play thing.
I watched a lot of G4, and I'm pretty sure that's the only place that would fit.
Spy Kids 3 is an isekai. Please use its LN name of I got transported to another world and my grandpa is my cheat skill ojisekai.
Yes, also LN, light novel.
Oh, I know. They were struggling. They ran out of letters, clearly.
But they got it all in, and I'm proud of them.
Yeah, no, good job. Good job on you. 3 weeks remain. That's all their name says. Just 3 weeks remain.
That's worrying.
It is very worrying.
What?
I don't. I mean, Milo,
I just got chills.
Yeah, no, this is spooky. Lock the Chest reminds you that you are not alone and you are valued and that he believes in you. And it's Dante dual pistol shooting hearts out of his guns.
Ooh.
It's very, very helpful. Thank you.
I'm going to tell KZ what I think the 3 weeks is, but not you guys, because it involves you.
Ooh, okay.
Some people wait till marriage to have sex. I'm waiting for the PS5.
Okay, now read the Podlord name.
No, that's... Oh, come on, man. Muckbine.
Okay, Phil. Okay. Fuck off. I died. Don't worry about it.
Oops.exe. And it's a picture of the guy from Spy Kids 3. Thank you. A shiny Mew has appeared in time for Bleach. Santi Kunai. Chase Ray. This Patreon's looking like a snack. Oh, wait, no, that's just Wendy's Breakfast Baconator. And it's a picture of Wendy's Breakfast Baconator. I wish these people who are podlords were patrons of more things, so that way, completely unknown to those other content creators, they just keep looking every week at the Patreon, and they're like, what is with this ever-shifting landscape of madness? This week, this dude's a Breakfast Baconator. I don't understand.
Delicious.
Bleach soon, boyos.
Yeah.
Toad's Tunes, brought to you by the entire XCDE soundtrack. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, tight. The Soul Lords. I think you know how tight is spelled.
Of course.
Adam Admar, who seems to have some sort of image for the profile image, but because the way their Patreon is set up, I can't actually look at it, so your efforts are wasted. I'm sorry.
What a shame.
Skyfire Hero wants you to watch Bleach, so I don't have to. Skyfire also has an image set up where the words are mostly cut off, so... The simulacrum of the Nechi man's wife who carried the egg of Vivek within it went back looking for the lands of Indoril. If you're expecting the image to make this make sense, you're just... No, it's a picture of a cat. It's just a picture of a cat. Scorn, an atmospheric horror adventure developed by M Software, set in a nightmarish universe of odd forms and somber tapestries.
Yes! I hope you'll have a reason to say that again later.
And one I missed until now, Demi Jones, one more pod rejected. Pod Lord in brackets rejected.
God.
The shop is worth it.
Oh,
it is
God.
worth it.
My.
Oh, yes!
It's so good.
This is very pleasant.
And the final pod lord, Bob Video Games, captain of the 5th division of the Gigasouls Society.
I'm so excited for this. I'm so fucking Bleach.
Oh, it's so done.
Thank you very much to our pod lords.
Thank you.
Thank you, pod lords. And if you'd like to become a pod lord or just support us in general, you can go to our Patreon at patreon.com/GB podcast. For as little as $5 a month, you get many benefits, such as cursed content commentary tracks, where you can watch along bad movies with us, cursed content by committee, where you vote on what bad movie we watch from a list I make Bob pick at random. It's psychological torture. Extended armchair dev pitches, early access to Mondo Cool, and probably once the first thing goes up, early access to Chugging Bleach, maybe. And other benefits. That's patreon.com/GB podcast.
Yes, thank you very much to our pod lords. You know,
Thank
you, pod lords.
thank you,
Yeah,
pod lords.
thanks, Podlord.
I'm feeling rather thankful this week, but you know who I'm not thankful for?
Microsoft, which is why I have prepared a segment shooting KZ's usual bad segment in the knees and take with my own bad segment.
Yeah, an executive decision had to be made. You pitched this idea a week ago. It's like, maybe it will work out. And thankfully, news today has made it necessary. There will be no game show. Instead, this.
I wouldn't say thankfully.
Yeah.
I would not say thankfully.
I call this segment, Here's How Microsoft Can Still Win. Wherein I will ask each person what Microsoft can do to still win, and they will tell me something that Microsoft is in character for Microsoft to do that could conceivably let them win this gen. Or maybe just survive. Surviving is its own victory, really.
A real win.
And let's start with KZ.
Xbox Series X will be $200.
That wouldn't be a win in certain ways, KZ. They might be losing over $300 a unit.
I mean,
It's okay, but they'll do a mid-gen refresh after 2 years.
And it'll cost $800.
Yes, that's the plan, but we're not thinking about that right now.
Dan, how can Microsoft still win?
Microsoft will package 2 free full years of Game Pass with an Xbox Series X this fall and make a marketing campaign that makes it sound like you're stupid for having bought games.
That marketing campaign would be pretty strong regardless of just you buy our Xbox. You get access to 500 games for free.
I mean, yes.
Post game sale economy.
Yes, they would be living in the post-game sale economy, which is to say, there is no economy. Die.
Bob.
Oof. This is rough. Okay, Halo Infinite looks immaculate. And they hype it up so much and completely stop talking about all other Xboxes and only talk about Series X and try and push that as the focus.
So it's what should happen. Something that should happen in reality, but will not.
That definitely will not happen, but they could do that, and that would be a win.
I mean, to be fair, they should be spending more money than God has on Halo Infinite.
And it should probably be just packed in. Just like, okay, you have to buy the system.
It's the fucking, we're doing the NES method.
Yes.
We're packing in
Yeah,
Mario.
that should be it.
Oh my god, that would really help, yeah.
God,
Holy
this sucks,
shit.
because you try to think of what the alternative pack-ins would be. It's like, every Xbox Series X has Bleeding Edge.
I mean, typically at launch, you don't have a pack-in.
No, yeah.
A lot of places don't do that.
Usually don't. That's okay, Bob. I technically one-upped you.
Yeah, no, you did.
Because you get to own not only Halo Infinite, but other great games such as Gears of War 5, Gears Tactics, that pirate game, all for 2 years.
Wow.
Which is basically like forever because Americans have no long-term planning skills.
Neither does Microsoft.
Yes.
Oof.
And here's mine. Microsoft has $135 billion in cash on hand. That is their available money.
Yes.
They're just gonna buy Ubisoft.
Here's the funny thing, though. They're going to buy Ubisoft, but then they're going to go, well, the way to get the most money out of it is make sure they're still multi-platform. Just like they did for Minecraft.
Yeah, but they wouldn't do that for a couple years. Well, this has been, here's how Microsoft can still win, a segment that probably won't come back unless Microsoft does something like they did today.
I propose a suggestion.
Yeah.
Because we need to be fair and balanced with this, all right?
Okay.
When we finally get that Sony event.
We do here's how Sony can still lose?
Yes, that is exactly what I'm suggesting. What can Sony do to lose? Because I'm so optimistic about it. We could do the other version if they have a really bad showing.
As
Right,
a
like
person,
if they have a really bad
as a
showing.
person who had a PS3, let me tell you,
Yeah, they can.
my mind is full of things Sony would absolutely do that could shit the bed.
We might do it anyway, regardless. Who knows?
Unless Sony comes up on stage and pees their pants like Microsoft did.
They very much can. Jim Ryan just says the N-word.
Oh,
That wouldn't sink the PS4. That PS fucking gamers don't give a shit. They'll fire him and it'll be like, they fired him, who cares? That would not hurt them at all.
Well, that's why I'm not going to bring that on that episode. Clearly, it's not a good idea.
This is insane. We got.
All right.
We got to move out of the terrible nightmare we're conjuring with our collective creativity. Move on to the news. So good news to top us off right as we go in. Really great news, in fact. Leading authority on input lag, WYDD, was hired by Ubisoft to hopefully make all their games feel better. He's one of the three leading people, in my opinion, three leading authorities on input lag. He started input lag. What is it? Input lag. I'll look up the exact website in a moment. But yeah, he has a database he runs for the input lag across various games where if you follow his methodology, you can also contribute. Him, Noodles, and me are the three leading authorities on input lag. His website, inputlag.science. Okay, I remembered the name correctly. I didn't think .science was a valid domain, but apparently it is.
Out of all game companies to
hire this man,
say we want to hire this person, I can't think of a better fit than Ubisoft.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah, they've
please,
been dire.
please.
It's the number one thing that keeps me from enjoying their games. So the fact they hired him is fan-fucking-tastic.
Also not shocked because they had that thing recently where they're like, we had a leading person who decided how every Ubisoft game should play like and what the story should be, and then they fired that person or moved them.
Mm-hmm.
What?
So it seems like they said they have some ancient council that decides how all the video games are supposed to go over there. And they changed it up like in the last few months. So sounds like they're changing some stuff around there. So I'm not shocked that they're going a little bit further and trying to make the games feel good when you press buttons.
But yeah, this is great news. Super excited. I don't think I've heard of a hire anytime recently that was as important as this.
Yeah, this is insane. Because last time I played Assassin's Creed, it felt like there was a full second of input lag.
Yeah, they're interpolating a lot of animations to make it look smooth, and it's like, I really just want it to feel good.
And even in menus, though, it was how bad it was.
Yeah, no, the menus are... Yeah. You notice a lot of like Sony first-party games, or a lot of games in general, do 60 frames per second menus, even if the game's 30.
Yeah, it's neat.
It's helpful. I wish every game did that.
I'm just thinking of Ghost Recon Breakpoint's menu, where I would change tabs and it would take like a full second to change tabs.
Oh yeah, if you change tabs too fast, it just broke.
You needed to open that menu to check your skull coins.
Skell credits.
Why the fuck do you remember
credits.
his name?
Because that's insane. We also got other good news. Ultra Instinct Goku is available May 22nd. They delivered that news via the trailer spinning into my feed.
I hate you because you truly have poisoned me. Where I watched that and went, the trailer's wrong. They fucked something up because the spin wasn't there.
Yeah, no, he doesn't appear behind him with a handgun and cock it at Jiren.
And this trailer was really cool. It honestly makes me want to watch Super, but I know that's probably not a good idea.
I'm not alone. I'm not alone.
Just skip. I will just skip to the fucking end. Just skip to the fucking
5 episodes. Are you
three? Not last 5. Last 3.
That's fucking...
No, the last 5 fits perfectly within that arc of, all right, this is the last chunk. Like, I looked at this recently for other people that were like, I might want to like look at the end of Super, see how that pans out. It's like literally the last 5 episodes. You get a good scope of that 70 episode tournament arc.
You need nothing else. Honestly, the last 5 episodes are plenty.
But here's the thing. If Bob and I watch the last 5 episodes, we will never watch Super.
Okay, good. Fucking stellar.
Fuck, I
Wins
thought that was
all
gonna...
around. Why would I want you to watch 70 episodes of just nothing?
I don't know. We're doing a Bleach podcast.
That's more something than Super is.
Wow. Okay, we can't keep... No, I can't focus on this. We got to move on to the completely impossible happening. Amazon Games is shipping a motherfucking game this month.
I don't believe it.
Me neither. I'm gonna need it to
I ignored
release.
your news. This is shocking me.
Yeah, no. Amazon Games is making the most generic fucking free-to-play shooter name ever, Crucible, which is available on May 20th this month on Steam, if I'm not mistaken.
No, that's the PvP in Destiny.
I know. That's what I told them, but they said, no, this is a good name. And I was like, no, that's already taken. You shouldn't do that. If people Google shooter and Crucible, your shit won't come up. And they said, we're Amazon, we know best.
This is your reminder that Amazon Game Studios sucks. They took Double Helix, who were making great games, and told them to make a basketball MOBA game, then killed it.
Yep.
How long will this game run? Let's get gamer premonitions.
4 months.
It's not lead exclusively for Twitch, so that's a plus. I think this will stick around for a little while. They might support it for like a year and a half before they're like, okay, this isn't working.
9 months.
How long did Lawbreakers last?
About 9 months. Actually, it may have been less.
Yeah, I feel like that was less.
I was thinking of that other game.
It lasted 13 months.
Huh. I'm expecting 9 months from this because I assume Amazon will come up on their quarterly earnings in the first quarter of next year, calendar-wise, not fiscal, and we'll go, ho, this isn't working, fuck this.
They should probably be making games that don't require them to constantly support.
No, there's no... Bob, why would we try to make some money when we could make potentially infinite money?
Right,
yep, welcome to Silicon Valley.
I know.
Welcome to investment.
It's how it is.
It's so bad.
It's kind of raw.
Yeah, my bet is 1 year.
Let's see. Bob said
Year and a half.
Year and a half. Phil said 1 year. I said 9 months. What did KZ say?
4 months.
4 months. Okay, we've got a pretty good range.
I want KZ to be right the most.
Yeah, of course you do.
Feels hungry for chaos, of course.
Feels hungry for the calamity twigger. He wants to blow up the timeline.
Why are you turning to Dobo?
That's not true. I'm impersonating the short person from Trials of Mana.
Who has the exact same tone and cadence as Dobo.
I will eventually play that. I did buy it because the dub was bad, so I had to.
Yeah, her weird uwu Dobo is horrifying.
It's fantastic. I don't know what you're talking about. We actually had some pretty hype stuff, I feel. We got Moonray shown off, which looked like a combination of Control, an action game, and Vaporwave album aesthetically. It's exclusively next gen and for PC. It's shipping soon on Steam and obviously later for the Series X and PS5. That thing visually
it's going to be early access on Steam, I think.
Yeah, Bob was like, it looks like a tech demo, and I'm like, yeah, it's hilarious.
I like the level where they're fighting on top of the Xbox One X, a white Xbox One X, like it has lines in the exact right places.
Mm-hmm.
I like the random spheres sitting around that it looks like it's something you would test a texture on. Like I've seen that in literal Unreal tech demos.
I've mostly seen it in like we applied the amplitude of a sound to this surface, like a visualizer of sorts. I've seen it like that. But yeah, it does look like an Unreal tech demo thing. Imagine that. It is an Unreal Engine 4. And it's using lots of fancy cutting edge tech.
Cool.
I'm hype. What was the other one they showed off this week? Didn't we get one more next-gen game before? Oh, yeah, Gollum. That's right. Bob, what do you know about Gollum?
You seem to be playing as Gollum.
Oh, that makes sense.
It looks fairly nice. It has a weird art style. It's like a mix of cartoony and realistic.
Yeah.
Gollum Raw.
I don't know why anyone would want to play a game as Gollum, but here we are. Next gen is starting.
Yeah, that was the response when they announced that forever ago.
Yeah,
I think we might have discussed its initial announcement on Big Think Dimension. I'm like, who the fuck wants that?
Yes.
I mean, that's fair. I'm also of that opinion, but it had some really high polygon models that look kind of neat.
At least Andy Serkis gets paid. He's cool.
Is Andy Serkis in that?
He better fucking be in it, or the game is fucking 0 out of 10 already.
Yeah, he's probably not in that. It's probably some impersonator.
I mean, he works with video games, so who knows? He did like 2 Ninja Theory games.
Right.
We also got EA saying, hey guys, the games we're releasing for current gen this year can be upgraded to next gen versions for free. Implying some sort of yes, and we'll finish this blurb and then we'll talk about details.
Oh my god, this is so good.
They implied either a bespoke EA program to do this, or perhaps Sony has a system like Smart Delivery. It came out later, after I wrote this news blurb. EA will let you upgrade Madden for free if you do that by the end of this year? That's what I was hearing?
It was something like that. I'll pull up the exact quote because they put in 2 specific dates and it's psychotic.
I thought it was March or something.
That's still nuts.
I know.
The whole idea with this system is you should buy Madden 21 now, and then when you upgrade to next gen in a year or so, you get it for free.
To receive the offer, players must purchase Madden NFL 21 on Xbox One by December 31st and upgrade to it by March 31st of the following year.
Wow.
And then you have 3 months to use it, or it doesn't count.
That's fucking nuts. This sucks. Come on, guys. Yep. That's not the point of this system at all. Anyway, I got one last news segment here. We'll hit that up before we move on to everyone else's so I can keep it all on screen. Prince of Persia Redemption trailer from 2012 leaks this year. Like, let me rephrase this. This trailer has been on YouTube since 2012 for Prince of Persia Redemption. People just now found it. Weirdly enough, a high-level Ubisoft employee has the oldest comment on the video, which is from 2 years ago, asking how the uploader found the trailer.
That is that is the funniest shit ever. Also, it's really sad. It's like people are thirsty for, Prince of Persia. A real ass Prince of Persia game had a trailer forever. No one ever noticed.
Yeah, no one ever found it. In like,
God, that trailer sure is a fucking last gen game trailer.
let me cover the things it didn't have. Squeeze throughs. I don't know where you're coming from with this, so run me through what was so last gen about it.
It looks like shit. The protagonist's hair is short because if a character can't have anything longer than a buzz cut last gen, or everything freaks out.
I mean, yeah, physics hard, hair hard. That's fair.
It has like weird. We completely forgot how combat worked from the PS2 to now. Combat.
Nah, it's cool. It involves sucking time souls out of people and rewinding time to undo getting hit.
It just shot me in the face with a bunch of, here's last gen, motherfucker. Bam.
I'll say what I said when I watched it.
Yeah.
That looks better than anything they've released in the last 10 years.
But Bob, Ubisoft has released 300 games.
Did they remake the Sands of Time? What was the Forgotten Sands?
It was a weird fourth game.
It was bad. I played all the way through. It was like a super glitchy version of that old series, and it was bad in a lot of ways.
It takes place between 1 and 2.
Oh.
It's the Halo Reach of Prince of Persia.
I think they tried to make it look like the movie. It was weird.
I never played it. I played the bad reboot, which I kind of would have liked them to actually follow up on. I think they did a DLC.
Had really cool art.
Yeah.
I think they did a DLC because like we're not getting to make a sequel. We managed to convince them to let us make a DLC where we quickly put the released evil back in.
That one you get to play as Nathan Drake. It's pretty cool.
That's true. I forgot Nolan North voiced it.
Yeah, I'd love to see him go back to that. I think that was a really cool concept. They just kind of didn't deliver well on it, and they made it incredibly easy.
Yeah, I heard that one was brain dead levels of easy.
Yeah, you basically can't die. There's no failsafe.
Oh, in the 2008 one.
Yeah, in the reboot with the nice visual style.
Yeah, you would fall into a pit, and then your helper girl would just grab you, and then there'd be a cool magic vignette, and you're safe. Keep playing the game. Buy the DLC to get the ending. It's a great game.
Also, I theorize the reason this surfaced just recently is because Prince of Persia 6 stuff has been registered like a website, so a new game's likely imminent. I'm sure journalists, when they had this leak to them that a new Prince of Persia is in the works, they probably went digging and then found this YouTube video, and then it got posted in places. I'm sure that's how this went. So hopefully we get a new Prince of Persia announced soon.
That would be so great.
That'd be neat.
That would be fantastic.
That was something that we were needing when we were in the Tom Clancy dimension.
Yeah, Tom Clancy dimension was real bad.
The Tom Clancy dimension is literally legendary. Never has E3 been so surreal.
I hope they just don't make a Far Cry game. They just stop making that. They let somebody make Splinter Cell, and they let somebody make Prince of Persia, and things even out a little bit.
So wait, our wishes for next gen between me and Bob is stop making The Last of Us, stop making Uncharted, stop making Far Cry. What is this industry anymore?
They should also use that UbiArt engine again.
Yes.
I don't know. I'd be okay with another Uncharted. I'd probably be more okay with it than another Last of Us.
Well, no shit. But still, I feel like I want Naughty Dog to do something other than the same 2 games for over 10 years.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Because, oh man.
Jack 4's really coming back.
Dude, I would love that. I would love literally anything else. Not because I'm one of these people who's like, Naughty Dog hates fun. No, I just literally want something else.
You've already done that trick 13 times, old man, please.
They're like, want to see it again? And I'm like, no, it's been 12 years. Do something else.
There's already, not counting, even if you count the ones they didn't do, there's already 7 Uncharted games.
Yeah, even if you, but even
there's
if you
4,
just talk
Lost
about
Legacy, Golden Abyss, the card game.
Naughty Dog's literally been doing nothing other than making Uncharted and The Last of Us for the last 14 years. Please, fucking anything else.
Go back to the good old days, like Jack X Combat Racing.
I never said that.
I will say that game's okay.
I haven't played it, so it's a 0 out of 10. That's right, KZ. I'm the opposite of you.
I expected it. You're nothing but negative. I can't believe Bob said that.
Yeah, well, you're too optimistic about things. Bob, we need to get to devastating news. We need to hit rock fucking bottom. Bob,
Then why aren't you going to feel?
tell me what got delayed.
Unfortunately, the Little Witch Academia VR game got delayed to 2021 for PSVR.
Oh, that's a shame.
In late 2020 for Oculus.
Oh, this is the worst.
Rough.
This has been a rough week in games because of that one announcement and nothing else.
Should I get to the other thing now, Dan?
What is this game like?
You fly around on a broom.
Yeah.
You go
okay.
through rings.
Yeah.
You interact with the cast of Little Witch
Oh
Academia.
God, it's a sequel to Superman 64.
Yes.
But in VR. So
But in
it's
VR,
rough.
so it's even more like what Superman 64 should have been. Because that game takes place in VR.
God,
I
I
want to
forgot.
save them, solve my maze.
Why are you doing this? He's like, Lex Luthor's like, eat all these eggs, Superman.
Thank you,
Oh,
Clancy
man.
Brown.
My God, is he Lex Luthor?
Yes, he is.
Oh my God.
He's like DC Animated Universe Lex Luthor, who's black.
That's
He's Filipino. He's based on a Filipino guy.
Okay.
that's fantastic. I didn't know that Clancy. That's really great.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of all that animated stuff. So I adore his Lex in that. It's very good.
Yes, he is based on actor Telly Savalas, specifically the villain from On Her Majesty's Secret Service,
Mamma
the
Mia.
James Bond movie.
Okay. We also have some more positive news. Hit us in the middle of this week. Apparently, Halo 2 Anniversary is coming to the Master Chief Collection. In
Yep,
how many days after?
in Malo.
Hell yeah! 1 day after this goes up. So we're gonna have to arrange some multiplayer thing. Absolutely. Even though I think 3's multiplayer is much better.
I'll buy the Master Chief Collection on PC.
What? Why? Casey,
Don't you have
you're
Game
living in
Pass?
the past. Why would you buy a video game?
Oh shit!
You
Magic.
dude.
I'm sorry, I'm exposed as a Sony pony.
Jeff Keighley announced that game announcements will never end. We're all going to die before he stops announcing things. KZ, give us some details.
So Jeff Keighley, the absolute Chad, the king of all video games, arised from his mountain keep to let us know that Summer Games Fest is on, an E3 alternative that will be going on from May to August.
It's a long time.
It's gonna be 4 months, and I guess it's under the banner of like, oh, this person did an event. I guess something's going on, because he showed like the general idea of what's gonna pop up, and there's nothing listed for May, but they're like some announcements in May. It's like, oh, that must be the Sony shit.
Possibly, yeah. I'm sure Sony
Yeah.
would love to work with someone who's really good at throwing these presentations instead of strapping some cheap headsets on some executives' heads and then having them Photoshop memes into the background.
Ugh.
Yeah, and then he put out a tweet of surprise game reveal happening on the 12th, so next week, something. And if it's better than the shit I saw today, I will cackle.
Can you imagine it not being better than what was announced today? Let's theorize a game.
It's just another random indie.
Okay.
Something on that, or it's something on par with the Fast and the Furious game they ended the VGAs with.
I feel like those don't have the expectations going into them that this event did. So they can't disappoint me as much. If it comes out of nowhere that he was teasing, oh, hey, Fast and Furious game, I'll be like, okay, that's weird, whatever. And won't be like, oh my God.
This is like a single reveal, so I imagine it's got to be, it could just straight up be like that Batman game they teased way too long.
Oh, man.
That'd be funny. Like, it's
That'd
not
be-
at Xbox, it's at this.
That would be crazy.
Xbox had too much to show, so it's fine.
Yeah.
We're not talking about that yet. We need to talk about looks at anything
Speaking
else.
of E3 stuff,
Yes.
speaking of like E3 related things,
Sure.
EA announced that EA Play 2020 is going digital and will be happening June 11th at 4 p.m. PST. I'm looking forward to streaming it with Phil. Phil said we'd be recording podcasts and can't do it, but thankfully, it happens right before we start.
Yeah, we can just do Big Think live.
We can't miss out on this. This is going to be epic.
We can't.
It's going to be really good. It's EA. When have they ever disappointed?
Sure, if Dan and Bob are in, sure.
Because I need to hear you go, ugh, during literally any EA-related thing. It's so good.
This is how
I usually do those alone, and it's just me going, ugh, I'm feeling bad.
Let's see. After some other things earlier today, I guess Yakuza Like a Dragon, which I realized has the acronym LAD, has a Steam listing now.
Yeah, it's apparently coming out on this simultaneously with the console versions.
Oh, cool.
Which is neat.
Yeah.
It's been great to see the track Yakuza has been on, where they were putting them out and then they stopped entirely. Then it was like a miracle that some of them were coming out.
This was another horrible thing last gen where Japanese devs would go, how do we appeal to the West? Let's ruin everything about our game. So we stopped getting them because they made Yakuza Dead Souls, the zombie shooter Yakuza game.
I saw cutscenes that looked hilarious.
It runs at like 15 frames a second.
I didn't know that was even made to appeal to the West and not just some zany thing.
That is why they made it. That is why localization ceased entirely for like 4 years.
That's crazy. I also heard it was an experiment to get ready to make binary domain as well.
Ooh.
Those don't play anything alike, so I don't think it's like that.
Weird. I could have sworn they said that.
We're kind of at that point where, like, even on like PS4, like all the Yakuza games are there now. Like they did it. Like the mainline thing all the way up to 7 coming up. Just they managed to do that.
Unless you want to play the original version of 1 and 2.
I mean, the original version of 2 is great. The original version of 1 is a trash fire.
But it's got some amazing voice acting.
Got Mark Hamill Majima.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Everybody else is bad though.
Is this TGS thing?
That's new.
That
real? That happened like
that's
2
real.
hours ago.
Yep.
They announced Tokyo Game Show's physical show has been canceled. They're going to do a digital event and more info on that at some point. But that just broke. Right before we started recording Big Thing.
That's fair. It's smart of them to do that. That sucks though.
Yep.
Oh,
kind of sobering when you go, that's a September show. Ugh.
Yep.
Better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
But it's okay. That's why I laugh when I hear people saying like, yeah, Christopher Nolan says his movie coming out in August is still going to open on time. And I'm like, oh, that's cute.
I'm hoping by then we're out. I assume these kind of cancellations are just, we might not be, so we can't set up.
I don't like bumming down the audience, so...
Oh, I thought you were going to cancel the rest of the news.
What are you talking about? We got Robocop in here!
Yeah!
Phil, tell us about Robocop. Give us our Robocop news of the week.
So, Mortal Kombat 11 is getting a new story DLC, which is kind of insane.
Yes!
It looks really good.
It seems to just be the plot to Mortal Kombat 12, because this fucking DLC is $40.
This premise is hilarious, where it's, you beat the final boss, here's the ending. Yo, but what if Shang Tsung showed up?
Yeah, what before
the
opening with Shang Tsung?
Shang Tsung shows up and says, you fucked up, you beat the final boss without taking her magic crown. Now we have to go back in time and get the magic crown, or the universe will explode.
And Shang Tsung is still voiced by that guy from the original movie, which is amazing.
Yeah, and like, it's him. That's just the guy.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
It comes with 3 characters. Fujin, who... Was he ever playable before now? Was he playable in 10? He was in the story.
I think he was playable in one of them that had just a ton of characters. It wasn't one of the recent ones, though.
I think people said it was from 4?
That's probably it.
He was Shiva, who is the female Goro.
I think that's
and
neat.
Robocop. He doesn't have a very good voice actor for Robocop.
He is Peter Weller. It's literally RoboCop.
Wow.
It's pretty fucking dope.
He forgot how to do RoboCop.
Hey, I want you to listen to Terminator in this game, and then listen to RoboCop.
I know you can't get worse than that.
You cannot. Somehow you got worse than Ronda Rousey.
But you get new stages, cosmetics, and friendships are back.
Friendships are so good.
By the way, speaking of Ronda Rousey, I decided, like, I'm gonna watch all the Johnny Cage match intros because they're funny. Every single Ronda Rousey one is like she's wood.
Yeah,
it's like she's
the
reading
worst actress ever.
off a script and can barely read.
The friendship stuff is great. Just Scorpion grabs a giant teddy bear and hugs it. I saw when Sub-Zero gets an ice cream truck.
Yeah, and it's still Steve Bloom. It's great.
Yes!
I want this story mode to have anything as funny as the Kung Lao shit in Mortal Kombat 9.
Or that scene where Raiden is getting pushed by everyone. Getting shoved. They showed that there's like stage fatalities, like they're bringing back the acid pit stage.
Oh, that's awesome.
And immediately someone said, if you do it to Arnold, he better give you the thumbs up.
Yeah.
That they're really good about stuff like that, because I remember in Mortal Kombat 10 when people picked Johnny Cage and Jax and picked the Predator costumes, they do the "you son of a bitch" thing over the top of the character select when you did that.
Oh my fucking god.
As I've mentioned in a previous big thing, I love the Mortal Kombat like story and all the dumb shit around it, so I was so pumped to go, oh, they're doing an extra story mode, so all the DLC characters didn't get shafted for once in one of these.
Yeah, apparently it looks like it, from that trailer, I don't know if it's going to be this way in the game, RoboCop's just part of the story.
I like how they're like, fuck Stryker, because that's what I thought it was going to end on. I'm like, is this going to be Stryker? It's like, no, it's fucking RoboCop.
Who gives a shit about Stryker?
Nobody does, but I thought maybe they do.
I think Stryker's funny. Stryker underscores the desperation that is Mortal Kombat 3's original roster.
When's the Amy for MK9?
That would be fun.
Man.
You should have just done Mortal May.
You know, my thought was, and this is pretty relevant to the fucking news, my thought was, Microsoft said they were going to do some announcements. And it leaked. And then they made the announcement. And I was like, what a great month to do Halo, a celebration of Microsoft's crown jewel.
Yep. It should have been July, apparently.
At some point, thinking about Mortal Kombat, at some point, I just got to have you do an Amy stream, not of the story modes, but of the PS2 story modes where it's a 3D adventure.
Yes.
Oh, those things are insanely huge.
Saw that coming. Yeah, you know what?
Like Deception or Armageddon, they're hilarious.
Yeah, those games are kind of nuts in a way that isn't depressive, but just insane.
They have the character Shujinko, who's Japanese for main character.
That's hilarious.
His name's just protagonist in Japanese.
That's funny as hell. That's really funny.
Yeah, that's the protagonist of Deception. And they were really on some shit. Fucking Ed Boon.
He's in the Mortal Kombat 10 comics.
So are all the people that will never get into the games again.
Yeah,
most of them have already been put in the games again.
Even Draman.
They put Bo Raicho in the games again.
Bo Raicho's raw. He farts.
Hey, Phil.
Oh, he's already Draman's already dead because he died in the comics. Quan Chi's just like, here's Draman, kills him.
We gotta move on. Mass Effect remasters. You have a subline here, so I'm interested in what your news is. You cover it.
So that there might be remasters of the Mass Effect trilogy coming. before the end of next fiscal year, so before April of next year. If they launch after the PS5 is out, I will laugh, and I say that just because you cannot make those games look good.
Hey, they're gonna look really good at 4K 60 FPS.
Yeah, 120 hertz.
No.
Now they're gonna look great. We're gonna use machine learning to upscale the textures in real time.
They have it's not even the textures, Dan. They can't fix the animations, which look worse than animations from Yakuza 1.
It's okay, because they look better than the Mass Effect Andromeda animations.
No, they don't.
Yeah, but people are nostalgic for this one over Andromeda, so it'll be okay.
Yeah, no, everybody will love it because they used to.
I don't know if that'll happen. Mass Effect 3 shot a lot of love for Mass Effect in the fucking head. I think there will be a lot of, wow, this looks worse than every other game to ever exist and feels bad also.
People are still eating up Dragon Age Inquisition when that came out.
Skyrim gets re-released 10 times a week, and people still haven't had that epiphany. So I assume Mass Effect's going to go great.
But it's big, Dan. Big makes everyone's brain shut off. I can go... They get told, you can go in any direction you want, and their brain flips off. It's okay.
It goes into rest mode.
It's okay if you have bad combat, stealth, magic, crafting, quests, writing, dialogue, level design, and graphics, as long as you can go in any direction.
I think they're willing to look over it because they can fuck an alien.
Yeah, you can fuck the one blue alien, and then a couple more in the sequel, because they're like, wait, you want to be able to fuck the weird looking aliens? And all the fucking deviants on the internet were like, yes, yes. Like, you want to fuck the weird raptor Birdman? Yes.
Now I'm just remembering the stock image that was used as one of the main characters' faces that never took their mask off.
That was
God.
Funny. That is Did you not know about that, Dan?
No, I forgot. It's been a while. Holy shit.
They colored a stock photo purple and poorly photoshopped them into having 3 fingers.
You posted a GIF of like Commander Shepard drinking some green juice.
Yes.
And I thought the animation looked bad, and then someone replied to you with a side-by-side GIF of them repurposing the exact same animation for a Dragon Age game, and I screamed.
Yep.
It was fucking insane.
Never forget. Never forget.
Okay.
They just removed 2 of her fingers. The hand looks so fucking bad.
I didn't even know they tried to Photoshop the hand. That's so bad. It's insane.
What a fucking disaster.
Feel.
Yes.
Tell me about what is going to be the most incredible and hilarious event of the entire year. That is going to be absolutely incredible.
So EVO got canceled. They're going to have an online event. I think every single game in EVO this year uses delay.
I have to imagine they're going to reevaluate, like, if they're going to do all those games. Like, I don't know if they will.
I imagine there's payment, so I don't think they can cut any.
Give me Smash. Give it to me.
If anything gets cut, it will be Smash.
They can't. It's too important.
I mean, all really of those are going to be just as funny. Like, there's not a one has good or has good.
This is going to be really funny because Street Fighter V might do really decently because it has rollback. It'll still be bad. It's got bad rollback. It'll still be bad. But comparing it to some of this other shit.
Okay, let's look at this. Under Night in Birth, delay. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, whatever the fuck that is.
It's Bamco shit. Delay.
Dragon Ball Fighters, so delay. Tekken delay. Soul Calibur delay. Street Fighter V sort of rollback.
They messed with it a little bit recently.
Sam Show delay. Grand Blue Versus delay. They're fucked. I am hoping that how embarrassing this is for every dev involved, they'll just all go, fuck it, we have to use rollback from now on.
What an opportunity to just expose the testicles of every fighting game developer.
I love
still
seeing all
assuming-
those gifs of people booing
The list. Oh,
the victor after 15 frames of lag.
Yes.
that was incredible. I saw that and this EVO Online list where it's like every game that has rollback. It's like Skull. They get like look at Skullgirls and Killer Instinct and Last Blade 2.
It's gonna be a disaster. I have to assume that most Japanese devs really don't know, but seeing this, their shit failing in the most optimal circumstances will convince them, oh fuck, we actually have to care.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell that they're not aware because look at what happened to Guilty Gear Strive, where it's like they only finally did it because an army of people pelted them, and a person who worked on a rollback fighting game joined their development team.
Yeah, it's gonna be real dire. Sadly, I think I may be available to watch all of it.
I need them to call up Mike Z and get a Skullgirls special tournament.
No, he's been blocked by Mr. Wizard.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah, no, that shit never stops being funny.
It is the best. Phil, I really need you to give some important lore.
About what?
I don't know why you put him in the news.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh, Darkside Phil. So, in January of this year, Darkside Phil filed for bankruptcy because he was $500,000 in debt due to taking out 13 credit cards and maxing them all out.
Didn't he spend like $100,000 on a gotcha phone game?
On the WWE gotcha phone game.
Bob, there's no
he has
amount of recreational drugs I could do to make me that fucking stupid.
Oh, but Dan, he's not stupid because he was allowed to declare Chapter 7 bankruptcy, meaning he now has no debt.
Look, man.
I hate Darkside Phil so much. Why does he always win?
He can't keep getting away with it.
Luck is on his side.
It's been an ongoing meme where just every bad thing happens to him and it just bounces off. So then,
we are lucky Darkside Phil isn't trying to run for president.
Yeah, yet.
It is.
In 15 years, we're going to be like, man, President Darkside Phil's candor really makes you remember fondly the more civilized days of President Trump.
I thought you were going to say President Logan Paul.
We're starting to get to the real meat of the news. Let's talk about the most hype announcement of this week that we haven't covered so far. Yes, it is.
So, CD Projekt Red.
Thank you.
I respect you for saying it right. I only learned that through No Clip.
You can modify and customize your genitalia in Cyberpunk 2077. You can literally bedazzle your cock.
I was about to say, why are you dressing it up? Do it how you wrote it. Bedazzle your cock.
That is,
and if you don't want to have a cock, you can also vajazzle.
Yeah, there's something to be admired about a game that lets you do that. I feel like that is a level of simulation people want.
One, it makes perfect sense. It's a flex. Also, it's a first-person game.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe you look down and you can unequip pants. You just check it out.
Well, here's the thing. They had Keanu Reeves record 600 lines based on complimenting your genitalia based on your customization.
OLED cock.
Looking so good, samurai.
Hey, samurai. Nice cock.
I think back to the whole hot coffee mod for GTA San Andreas and how that got an AO rating and how tame that is
compared to
something like this.
Yes. This is the future.
It's like they said, because I watched the No Clip thing on the ESRB. They're like, we want as much context as possible. Even if we see like violence or something, you show it. We want to see the before and the after to really understand so we can accurately rate it. And now I have to imagine the things they've been sent. When someone gets stabbed, we want to know what happened before it, as much as possible. Here we want to know why he's talking about your cock.
Is he Steve Buscemi?
Town loves a bedazzled cock.
Daddy's hungry.
This is fucking insane. Also, relevant to the Steve Buscemi throw, KZ just found out the Spirits Within has Steve Buscemi in it, and he looks like Steve Buscemi.
Did not know that. That movie's still a 10 out of 10 until I see it.
We'll have to wait till final February.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
Is there anything else to talk about? Oh, the two biggest...
Sorry, you're gonna have to fucking talk about...
It's the two biggest stories of the week. Let's go ahead and get the id stuff out of the way. Marty Stratton of id posted a very open, very long letter about Doom Eternal's OST release and all the details around the development and whatnot of it.
Yeah, because there have been some stuff that came out where people asked Mick Gordon, hey, soundtrack mixing in this is really fucking bad. What happened? And he's like, they fucked it up.
His literal words were, I didn't mix them all. You can tell which ones I did if you look at it. Then he privately
if you listen,
texted...
you can tell... Yeah, that was insane.
He privately texted a fan and said, I may not be working with it in the future, or I probably won't be working with it in the future. Now, what happens after this is people start slamming the audio engineer at id because in their minds, like, because these people don't understand, Mick Gordon's in a separate studio, right? He's not sending id's software every instrument recorded individually when he sends them a track. He's sending the compressed version for the game. And by compressed, we don't mean, oh, it's an MP3 now, it's compressed. No, like, all the dynamics have been reduced. The waveform is flatter, so that way it's easier to integrate into the game. Compressed in the way you compress audio, like the way our DBX compresses our voices right now. So the lead audio engineer literally did what he could with the album. They post a timeline where they say they gave Mick Gordon a certain amount of time to deliver the OST. He said he couldn't get it done by that point in time. They were a little upset that they wouldn't be able to get people who pre-ordered, I believe it was the limited edition came with the OST. They couldn't get them that on time because he needed more time than the release date of that. But they pushed it back 1 month, and they kept renegotiating with him. He was supposed to deliver 30 tracks. According to Marty Stratton, he delivered 9. And then the lead engineer did his best to fill out the rest of the soundtrack and not have any overlap with the tracks that Mick Gordon did get done. This is where, if nobody had thrown anyone under the bus or said anything weird, everything would have been fine. Like, Mick Gordon could have been like, oh, I didn't mix every track on the OST. I was busy working on the game, which is what Marty Stratton said. That's been the pretty consistent messaging from Mick and Marty Stratton, that the game took priority. But because of that text, because of the very specific way he phrased the tweet replying about the OST to that fan, those two things combined, because if the text didn't exist, it wouldn't have gone off so poorly. This whole thing became a fucking powder keg and kind of exploded. So in the letter, which is an open letter posted on Reddit, Marty Stratton explains the development timeline. He explains all of this at the beginning. He says because the lead audio engineer has had some shade thrown on him, and he's getting a short end of the stick, and Mick wasn't coming out to clarify anything, and they wanted the harassment of their audio engineer to stop because people don't understand how audio works. So he explained the timeline and then explained that unfortunately they won't be working with Mick in the future, which, having worked with some perfectionists in the past who were really bad at hitting a roadmap, hitting a time to get projects done on time, having dealt with many people and many different types of creative endeavors like that, I totally understand this. This seems incredibly plausible. None of this seems weird or fake or like a smear thing, in my opinion. Bob, thoughts?
I like how Marty went to great lengths to be like, he's still getting his bonuses and everything. We've done everything we can to accommodate him. And they even talked about how, we were even talks of like maybe doing more tracks by him later and putting them on the album is free bonuses.
Yeah.
So it's like, This sounds pretty realistic.
Yeah.
It's really unfortunate. Mick Gordon's music is great, of course.
Yeah, no, everyone on this fucking podcast agrees Mick Gordon's soundtrack is fucking unassailable.
If I was to pick like favorite video game composers that are still doing things, he's in my top 5.
Yeah, you got like Mick Gordon, Double
maybe
Mick Gum.
top 3. Again, Mick Gordon said inspired by old games like Banjo-Kazooie. And
I hope
you gotta
they get
make
Grant
more
Kirkhope
memorable
to do
video
the
game
next
music
one.
and not ambient shit.
Just get Grant Kirkhope to make the soundtrack for the next Doom game.
They got to do the DLC, so the Doom DLC's just got.
I can't. I do not envy the person who's handling the soundtrack for the DLC.
It's in the same way I did not envy the people that replaced Mick on Killer Instinct because they did a couple seasons without him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that dude does incredible work. This whole situation fucking sucks. But I have an analogy for our audience. Let's say,
oh shit!
Let's say we outsource the editing of Big Thick Dimension, and that one week it comes in and somehow a chunk of the Podlords is missing, or some music cue runs over a thing, and somebody's like, "KZ, what the fuck's with this edit? It's so fucking bad." And KZ goes, "I wouldn't have made that mistake. You can tell what episodes of Big Think I edited," and then texted someone, "I'm no longer, or I won't be working with the GigaBoots podcast network for long."
Number 1, no. Number 2, yeah, you can tell because I try to put in as much Grant Kirkhope music as I can fit into these episodes.
Yes, that's why the Podlord song sounds so much like "Celebrate Good Times, Come On."
No, that is TT's theme from David Wise from Diddy Kong Racing.
Yeah,
but yes, he also ripped off "Celebrate Good Times, Come On."
He did incredibly. It's a really good. It's a really good parody. That's fair use.
I like when Phil first noticed. He's like, that song always reminds me of "Celebrate," and I'm like, oh, there's a reason.
It's ripped off. I'm like, oh, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
People who are the best in the world at something can be dickheads.
Yeah, that bummed me out when that stuff first came out because I'm like, why are you saying that you're gonna like not gonna come back unless they really were mistreating you in some way,
right?
No, I mean to him it probably is that in his perspective because he's a super perfectionist.
Yeah, and then he's kind of just it's not. There are no good vibes here at all. Thankfully, I'm sure we have some better news to bounce off of, right?
Yeah, let's talk about the Microsoft.
And why did we push this up? This is like one of the most exciting things. It was basically a press conference, right? They said the future of gaming.
Yes, they said the future of gaming. They said you get to see the first next-gen gameplay over at blank. Please be excited for our gameplay. They made a tweet.
Gameplay. They made a tweet. Tomorrow changes the game. Or rather, the games do the changing. And then linked to this live stream.
They also announced their Xbox 2020 initiative, which is they're going to not stop shutting the fuck up once a month for every month this entire year. So to be clear, this thing was called the Inside Xbox Presents Xbox Series X Gameplay Showcase as a part of Xbox 2020.
Again, this confused me because I'm like, oh, it's 2020 and they're going to have news on the 20th of the month every time. And then you told me no, and I looked at it again and I went, God, people say their messaging is good?
But yeah, it's 20/20, like perfect vision.
Like perfect vision of the future. Speaking of which...
You don't need glasses to see how good this looks.
Future's so bright, I don't need eyes to see it.
Major Nelson earlier this week called it the Xbox One Series X. So I don't want to hear a single motherfucker tell me their fucking naming is good when their own executives say it wrong. God,
this has been a rough day.
It's been
that is just as bad as when fucking Tetsuya Nomura's like, we're releasing Kingdom Hearts 1.8. Fuck, that's not our game, right? What's our game's name again?
The every month thing I think bums me out the most because it's just like it's going to be nothing every single time. Some PR fucking homunculus at Microsoft was like, no, this is better. We'll be in the news more, and it will always be something disappointing.
Yeah, just have one big event, please.
I think
Instead of blowing our ass out once and drip feeding us little bits up until the launch, it's like, no, what if we just fed you mush?
My understanding upon seeing that and seeing what they were doing here, where it sounded like it was going to be third parties only, is like, oh, I get it. Their E3 show's not going to happen because the E3 isn't happening. So what they'll do is they'll split their press conference into thirds and then add a little bit more on top of it. And it's going to be like somewhat solid showings. And then I watched it with you guys.
Yeah.
One good thing they did with this, they opened with, hey guys, this is just third party. You can come back later for first party. We're not talking about Halo right now.
Because unlike Sony, who in their original announcement tweet and other tweets and other posts about it said that this was going to be a technical deep dive into the PS5 and a GDC panel replacement and opened with that, Microsoft only wrote on their blog, not any of the tweets or anything else promoting this, that this was third party only.
I'm so glad you're mentioning this, because I did see that hypocrisy pop up of, man, Sony's really fucking up the PS5 messaging because they didn't show any games here. They shouldn't have promoted that event at all where Sony's going to talk about the thing. But then in the same breath now are saying you can't get mad at Xbox like, as third parties, they don't have to show them yet. Their messaging is good. And then a lot of stuff of Sony's messaging is bad because they haven't shown anything when I want it, because I want my site to get clicks.
Yeah, that's about it.
What have you done for me lately?
This showing was really bad. I was actually genuinely hyped for today because, it's third party. So
Same.
A lot of these games will be on every platform. So I was out there telling people that even if you're not getting an Xbox Series X, this will be a stream worth tuning into, because these are games that will come to your platform or PC or whatever, most likely.
Right.
Guys, how do we summarize how bad this would? One, let's just start off with the basics. It's called a gameplay showcase. There was no gameplay. The closest we got to gameplay was replay cameras, Gran Turismo style, of a dirt race, of a race in Dirt 5. At no point.
Remember, it's not Xbox's fault if a game like Assassin's Creed didn't show gameplay. They had no control. That's Ubisoft.
They just advertised massively that it was a gameplay trailer. Yeah. Not their fault.
What else? The entire stream happened at 30 frames per second instead of 60. It happened to 4K, but it didn't have it happen at 60 frames per second, which is fucking nuts. Considering the whole thing with next gen is we can do up to 120 frames per second. And an easy way to immediately impact your viewer with how much smoother and better these graphics are to have half of the frames fucking there. They eventually uploaded a version that did have 4K 60. Turns out, guys, Dirt 5 looks really nice at 4K 60. Not that I would have known during the stream.
It's pretty tragic that they had to re-upload the stream afterward because rip that like ratio.
Yeah, the like ratio was like 50-50. Then they re-uploaded, and then it went even lower. Ugh.
And 50-50 means 34,000 to like 32,000 likes to dislikes.
Well, the good thing is they eventually put the original stream version back up. The bad thing is people are now watching that instead of the much leaner video version. This is how bad this is. This actual conference thing is technically only 27 minutes and 45 seconds, but they had over 15 minutes of people running their mouths about literally nothing. Like, it was just blatantly E3 style filler at the end.
I like the part where
but it was like worse than EA filler.
Yeah. What's up, Bob?
One of them literally was like, they asked him, so what can we expect for features for the Xbox Series X? Oh, we're not talking about that yet.
Go fuck yourself. I am so fucking tired of this, Microsoft. I want you to do good. I want you to present me something valuable. You can't do this. We're splitting our console reveal into 45 events, so nothing is ever impressive.
They're very transparent, though.
They also, that
It's
same guy
such-
was like, yeah, we're hitting 30 at 1080p. It's like, good lord.
It's fucking. I
know.
I want Microsoft to be able to not get crushed again by Sony. I mean, now I do because what they're presenting is so fucking horrible. But if I want them to do good enough that doesn't happen.
I do the E3 shows live for years now. And whenever I went to the Xbox ones, I'm like, I'm very optimistic about what they're, it's like they're slowly building up. Like they got that new console at the time was the X. They're clearly going to build up to some games and build some momentum. And then it just never happened.
I mean, the last 3 years, their conferences, I've been saying, have been the more exciting ones. They have a bunch of good third-party support.
Yeah,
we did not see that today.
They have the best conferences as of late because it's just game after game after game. Then Sony shit their pants and did that church one.
Church of Sony, all right. But yeah, no, like they had the Devil May Cry 5 reveal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had Tales of Arise. They had
Jump Force and it ended with that like Death Note on the skyscraper thing, and I lost it. Like,
they had Sekiro, I'm pretty sure.
They did. They had that cyberpunk you're breathtaking moment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, where Keanu just comes out on stage.
Yeah, no, they've done really well at E3, so this was incredibly disappointing.
Especially when they framed this like it would at least be sort of an actual next-gen reveal.
Maybe we should run down like everything that was there real quick.
One thing I need to run down because we'll forget it if we just talk about the games.
Okay.
The executives used Meeting. Is that it? Meets?
Microsoft Teams.
Teams. There we go.
The worst
Microsoft
chat
Teams
app ever.
And they used the green screen function to replace the background with a kitchen with a Xbox Series X fridge. And then it wasn't enough to put that back there. He then needed to call attention to it to let you know that it's funny.
Because he spent 45 minutes trying to get it to work.
Wouldn't want you to miss the joke. When it took so much effort.
It went a lot better than the dude who made the Assassin's Creed background where his headset was being eaten.
Yeah, no, that was rough. Also, they still haven't upgraded their tech and stuff since the last Inside Xbox thing, so it's still real rough.
Impossible to get these execs microphones.
This is
snowballs are
insane.
too expensive.
If I'm Microsoft and this event is happening, like this event in the world, and I have to do an Inside Xbox, I'm giving every executive like a $5,000 camera and a $10,000 microphone.
You bet your ass.
That's nothing to Microsoft.
Yes. You're going to give them the most expensive thing possible. So when they put something up there, it's going to look beautiful.
I think that a lot of these companies might have this weird fucking delusion that having shitty video and audio quality is somehow like down to earth,
authentic.
Yeah.
Yes, I really think that's factoring into this because it's too consistently terrible.
It makes them relatable and feel more human. Ignore their very nice houses.
I wonder what Sony's
Except for that one lady who's just like in a normal bedroom in front of her closet.
I mean, to be fair,
like, okay, you're probably a normal human.
To be fair, you could tell which Stadia people were getting the money.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, you really could. You were saying you wonder what Sony is gonna do.
Yeah,
and more CG people.
If they can hit the production values of that thing from GDC, that's so far and away from what Microsoft has done, then it's amazing.
That's funny because people made fun of that.
Right?
People were like, oh man, that crowd was unsettling. And I'm like, you know what's unsettling? Hearing this lady on this headset that sounds worse than an iPhone in her shirt pocket.
I don't think it was unsettling. I think what happened is they're like, I didn't like what they showed, so I'm just going to pick apart anything I can take.
Before we get into this, I really like Sony's approach. I think them just dropping a logo at the beginning of the year and then them showing a deep dive on the console and them doing an unannounced just here's the controller post is a lot more respectful of my time and a lot better management of my expectations than what Microsoft has done here today.
And even the last one is like, they probably didn't necessarily want to do that. Because, you know, is that we're sending it to developers. They're going to fucking leak it, so post it now.
Yes. But it still worked
even then,
out better.
That worked out so well for them.
Yeah. So, we need to run down these games.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh boy.
First up, Bright Memory Infinite is getting an Xbox Series X. This is how they open the conference. This game is out on PC Early Access.
We talked about it, I'm pretty sure, a month or 2 or 3 ago on Big Think, and they open with a trailer that is identical to the trailer they showed months ago for the first 30 seconds. That's how they open this. And then
you said something on the stream when we watched it going, this is already out. We've seen this before. This isn't a good sign.
Yeah, no, it was a real harbinger.
Yeah. This is supposedly a different version, but that trailer is identical, so whatever.
Yeah, yes, because their version that's coming out on the Xbox Series X is called Bright Memory Infinite. The game that's out on Steam right now is Bright Memory, but the first minute of this trailer is identical, but then they get in cars.
Yeah,
I don't think that's in the original trailer.
No, it's not.
And then they crash the car and it shows the logo, and I'm like, why was the only new thing about 20 seconds long?
And the old thing was actually cooler because it was like blocking a bullet was a sword.
Well, I mean, the old thing is really long trailer.
The cars are cooler.
If you recall,
that's what they're thinking.
The old thing eventually gets to the point where it's Japanese houses floating in space in the middle of a hurricane.
Yeah, that's cooler.
It's pretty dope. And you're running along the top side of it. It was pretty fucking cool. Meanwhile, car.
Wow, that really does say what they think might be more appealing to people.
The weird thing is we already got feedback from one of the games they showed later, the devs of Scorn, an atmospheric horror adventure by Ebb Software set in a nightmarish universe of odd forms and somber tapestry. Go to scorngame.com for more information. They wrote a post on Steam. Have you guys read this?
No.
Yeah, they wrote a Steam post about this, and people are like, why are you exclusive to the Xbox Series X? And they go, well, with the power of the Xbox Series X, we can better ensure 4K 60. And people go, okay, why was there no gameplay? And they're like, Microsoft didn't give us time. We had a longer version, but Microsoft rushed us.
Oh.
Oh my god, poor Scorn.
Rushed them for what? This was 27 fucking minutes long.
Apparently, they didn't give them quite enough time to finish the twice as long trailer that's half gameplay. So
I've seen gameplay of that. It looks interesting. I think I saw like some weird like horror themed tentacle gun.
So
wait, this is a game with guns? I figured this was a
I think
walking
it's a
simulator.
first person shooter.
Oh yeah, no, this is a shooter, not a walking simulator. So here's the thing Scorn teaches me, and the thing I think looking at everything else is probably true. Microsoft planned this event very quickly and tried to get indies to line up their stuff as fast as fucking possible. That's why even Madden has barely any footage.
It's so strange. Why?
What fucking end?
They got to throw an event before Sony, and they thought that was a win.
So now Sony is gonna fucking tornado kick their head off.
I mean, it does literally have the emotional cadence of a JoJo's battle where the fucking main character, Jotaro, goes, you're awfully cocky for someone who's got the shit beaten out of him. And then he punches repeatedly. It's just like the bad guy thought he had him because he did something stupid he was certain would win.
Yeah. Check out this flesh gun.
Oh, yeah, that's a flesh gun.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Man, when the fuck is Witchfire coming out? That game looks incredible every time we see it.
If only Witchfire had... I would have known what Witchfire was if they bought 2 years of advertising on the Easy Allies podcast.
Right? I have no idea.
If only Brandon Jones would sing to me in dulcet tones about Witchfire.
I watched the reaction like, is this Ebb Software? Is this Scorn?
So yeah, that's another thing. Scorn is also a game we've known about for 2 years.
And it's been in early access, right?
I've seen Games Media not know that. Someone was like, oh, they put out a new game, Scorn.
Games Media is really on top of stuff, let me tell you.
But something is actually new. One of the only things is the whole announcement thing. Dirt 5. They got that announced.
Yes, Dirt 5 is an actual announcement, and when you see the 4K 60 version, actually looks really impressive.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the return of 60 frames per second, really pretty racing games.
Yeah, the racing games really need that. This gen has been rough.
It's been rough.
Also, that game was announced for Series X, PS5, PS4, Xbox One, PC, and Stadia.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure we're guaranteeing 60 frames per second on the next gen versions at least, which is why it's so important to show it in 60 frames per second, which luckily they have that video up now, so you can go look at it and be impressed at all.
I had a quick question. I wanted to roll through the three of you real quick.
Yeah, sure.
Guess the year Scorn was announced. Dan.
Oh, fuck. It's 2020. My brain's telling me 2018, but I'm guessing 2017.
Bob.
2015.
Phil.
You wouldn't ask if it wasn't insane, so 2014.
You're correct. 2014.
I knew I didn't go back far enough. I'm like, this thing is on Kickstarter, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah, it's on Kickstarter. It had an unsuccessful campaign in December of 2014, but it remained in development and then they got an investor and shit in 2015. I just thought it was funny. Like, fuck, really? Odd Forms.
Okay. Next game.
Weirdly enough, of the things I expected to run at 60 frames per second, that twin stick shooter doesn't.
What? Really?
Some shots do.
Come
A lot of them
on.
are 30. I mean, that game looks cool. That was my highlight of the conference. How sad is that?
Right.
Anyway.
Next game is Chorus.
Bob, it's
no,
wrong. It's spelled Chorves.
Chorves. Stop trying to respect them. That font was a V. If you even get close, it was just a V.
But then the text under it said Chorus.
That's not my problem.
Yeah, but then when they put the URL for you to go check out their game, it says chorus.com or something.
But it's
not my problem.
Space
Pick a font that isn't Chorves.
Game. Possibly exciting.
Chorves.
I like Space Combat.
A space combat game with illiterate tapestry.
Go to chore-game.com to learn more.
Mandy 21 had the most pathetic next-gen showing of Madden known to man.
It's weird. We saw more of the random football player's crotch than we saw of Madden.
We did.
That man was free balling.
It was just like time to bring up my short shorts to show off.
Microsoft's like, can we get him to wear it? No, we had no time. You gave us no time.
We literally rushed him out of bed.
We didn't know how to turn off free ballin' mode.
And Microsoft's like, but we paid $10 million for this. No, sorry, this is the best you got.
You rushed him, man. You get free balling. That's what you get.
Leg hair.
The tiniest clips of gameplay I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I would rather have them lie to me bold-faced like they normally do.
I knew you were going to say that.
And
I knew you were going to be like, I wish they'd just lie and show me witchcraft.
I mean, that's better than showing 98% old game footage.
Yeah.
That's how bad this is. It was all like, here's your original Madden. Oh, man, here's one after that. Oh, man, here's one after that. Keep in mind, the man is a dude with his nutsack in the camera. So every time you hear, oh, man, imagine intercutting. It was bad.
Yeah.
It was really bad.
I thought you were going to say interlaced man.
No, I wasn't going to bring up the
There was nothing in that
interlaced man.
footage that looked even slightly impressive to me.
Same.
It just looked like a game this gen.
It looked slightly fancier than this gen, and I cannot stress the word slight enough. I wanted to say
now
Chorves, like real quick on Chorves. Chorves looked all right. The space combat, you get in a spaceship and you shoot. Wish there was
I like
an
Starfighters.
extended gameplay clip of that.
Yeah. It'd be neat to see what this game
There
There is no place for gameplay here.
Not
there was a
gameplay
lot
reveal.
of good things. There was a lot of games in this that I would like to have seen gameplay of, like the next one we should talk about, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2.
Hell of a title.
Yeah. This show.
I
The vibe
would
I got
love
there
to
was
see-
they're like, man, we watched Joker.
I was watching it just like, is
that's
this
kind
what-
of how the
this made in the source engine? Is this just somebody's Gary's mod?
I heard other people say that.
I don't recall anything looking especially source engine about it.
The face of the Jesse Eisenberg looking dude looked kind of off.
Yeah,
The way it animated, like, was that otherworldly, we made this in source filmmaker.
yeah, it has a lot of qualities like that. I totally got it.
Something
after
about
it
all-
was said.
What if
Yeah, all the textures being kind of that certain level of muddy.
Yeah.
What if this is secretly on Source 2 and it's bad for the exact same reason the original got fucked, which is like, we're using Source, ship before Valve ships something.
Oh, man.
So we can be the first.
Could you
I forgot
imagine?
that was the game that did that.
Oh.
Shit.
Yes, that's what Bloodlines 1 did, and is why it was a buggy and complete piece of shit.
I'm not going to mention the definition of insanity here. Should we move on?
Yes, I'm sure the next game's really good, huh?
I don't know what this is, and I watched the entire thing.
It's probably a walking simulator. That's what I got. But you swim sometimes as a fish person.
One moment. I'm skimming through this.
It
One moment.
has
Okay.
Pogger statue.
And let's see. Nutsack, football, nutsack, football, a bunch of companies. Oh, yeah,
I was freaking out because I thought you were talking about this game instead of the Madden thing. I'm like, oh my god, were there multiple nuts?
Oh, did you write the name of this wrong?
Yeah, I think
Call
it's
of
like
the
something about
Sea?
the sea.
It's Call of the Sea.
Yeah, it's Call of the
Oh.
Sea.
Okay.
That's why
My
I
bad.
was checking. I was like, but yeah, that game. The weird thing is, like, the fish part doesn't become apparent until the end when you see the webbed ham swimming.
Right.
I
Yeah.
think shots before that avoid it. Yeah, it did seem walking simulator-y.
I did see. I was watching a reaction. I was like, "Is this Mist?"
Oh,
It looks
that
like
would've been
somewhat
cool.
like something I would expect that studio that Valve ate to make Half-Life Alyx make.
Mm-hmm. Campo Santo.
Like it looks almost exactly like a Campo Santo game.
Then we got my highlight of the conference. I have two highlights, but
Yeah.
Ascent.
This was good.
Yeah, Ascent looks pretty cool. It's a like cyberpunk twin stick shooter. Had really populated environments, pretty high end graphics, and it seemed to not just be an arcadey thing. It could have had more of a story to it because you see a lot of cutscenes and things.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently an RPG.
Yeah, that's true.
I got that vibe from it.
They implied
Where,
some
you know.
things with stuff they said. It seemed really neat. It's some sort of co-op because it says work together. I'm interested.
Yeah, maybe it'll be like Cyberpunk Diablo. That'd be neat.
That would be so cool.
That'd be neat.
But yeah, we didn't get much of that. It was a neat looking trailer.
We saw stuff that looked like gameplay for a couple seconds.
It's true. That had the most looking gameplay out of any of these gameplays.
Gameplay shaped thing.
Yes.
Did it? Because I feel like a certain one in a little bit had more.
Oh, that's true. I feel like it's competing with SN. But we'll cover Medium first. Medium sure is Silent Hill.
Yeah, that's a Silent Hill ass looking game, and they got the composer of Silent Hill on that.
Yamaoka.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining if the Konami shit's true now and there's like, here's our bad Microsoft Silent Hill that swallows this game we got a trailer for earlier.
And I guess that means Silent Hill could be known for more than one composer now.
They're gonna get Bear McCreary.
It's okay. Yamamoto would just do the real Silent Hill and this. These are the guys who didn't want to talk about the Xbox Series X features.
Yeah, they were like, and what sort of cool features can we expect from the Xbox Series X version? And they're like, we're not talking about that yet.
Every single upload of this trailer says with gameplay.
Yeah,
They walked around?
Walking.
And
The
one point,
developer's upload says it. Where is the gameplay?
there's one shot of her walking past stuff. Oh, I guess there are 3, 4. I'm counting them.
This is so dire.
Yeah, it was pretty dire for a gameplay showcase. That's the fucking truth. I thought this game looked neat. I'm really interested in it. Honestly, we don't get enough horror games, I feel. Especially that style of horror game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we saw a game from Bamco that is called Scarlet Nexus.
The raw fucking name.
That looks cool. The thought was like, oh man, it's kind of like Code Veinish, I guess, would be like environments looking a bit more realistic-esque, but then it's an anime character. But the difference here, this looks a lot better visually.
Yeah.
It does. It's
this
really
looks-
weird to see the enemies be just real looking and then anime man fighting them.
This is my favorite thing they showed. It looked really, really neat. It's cool to see them doing another like new IP.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. It's an action game with cool mid-air combos and other things. If you watch the re-upload, you get
internal studio too.
Oh yeah,
Look, like it's directly Bamco with some staff that worked on Tales games in the past.
oh that's cool. That's kind of crazy. I wouldn't expect it to be former Tales of team, but that's cool. This game looks really tight. It's hitting a lot of the same buttons for me aesthetically as Astral Chain.
Yeah,
It probably won't be Ava, but bad.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
I'm
but
I'm holding on to that. It seems unlikely to me that this would also be that, but Bob seems maybe a bit more pessimistic than me.
There's
Well,
enough
you're-
there
well,
for
you're
it
a
to literally
character
just
with
be
a name?
Ava.
You're a character with a name. So
I mean-
it'll be better even if
your character spoke.
And yet, these characters can probably T-pose. That might be a problem.
Right.
Say
The
if
dude
rocket
had like a
hits.
cyber mask. It looked cool.
It was cool. It's really cool. I'm very interested in this game. This, in Ascent, are my two picks from this conference.
Yeah, no, this is if every game were something like this, where it was legitimately something new and not just some indie thing that hadn't been picked up for a conference yet, that would have been cool.
Yeah, heading into this, I thought Microsoft was going to dole out some money in order to get some high-profile third-party exclusives, but they couldn't even get the exclusive reveal of Valhalla, Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Somber Tapestries.
Somber
Microsoft blatantly at this point does not think exclusives are valuable. Their financial plan does not involve selling hardware.
Well, they could have had the exclusive on the reveal.
Yeah, which still generates interest in the hardware, but because I don't think Scarlet Nexus is coming to the Windows Store. I don't even know if it's coming to PC. I haven't looked that up.
It probably is. Every Namco band I think comes to PC now.
I mean, that's good. I want things to be on as many platforms as possible, unless they're like really hyper polished and it makes an argument immediately visually for why it's not multi-plat, right?
Right.
Like, I don't look at something like a really high profile Sony game or even like the high profile Microsoft stuff and be like, why aren't you on the Switch? Though, to be fair, apparently if I did that, I would be some sort of sleep paralysis demon that haunts Phil Spencer.
He deserves it. He invited those demons into his house.
I mean, to be fair, he did do that when he changed the policy. But oh well. Oh well. Then we have a game that Bob is going to hype up. Bob, tell me about Second Extinction.
Second Extinction is a dinosaur-based co-op shooter. You seem to fight waves of dinosaurs, I guess, is a team. I assume it's online. I don't know. They didn't really say.
So, you shoot dinosaurs?
We try.
Co-hosts have no idea what I'm doing. Audience members who get it fucking died. Moving on.
This is the funniest one of the entire show.
Don't say that. They showed Yakuza Like a Dragon, but they didn't let them show normal gameplay.
Okay, it's very funny. They disabled the HUD in spots to trick you into thinking it's like some action game when in reality it is an
That
RPG.
was insane. I have to assume that they were just like, oh, we don't have the localized assets for the HUD ready yet, and then Microsoft's like, no Japanese text may be on screen.
Oh my god!
I don't know. I feel like everything here has been gameplay at best with HUD disabled in very short clips.
Yeah, no, HUD is not in like any of these gameplay things.
Or it could just be Microsoft being like, no HUD.
It's
We
very
wanna-
brave
we wanna
of them to
confuse
show
you.
such important shit in there, such as summoning a satellite cannon or summoning the Legion of Lobsters.
Yes. So, yeah, apparently that's coming to Xbox Series X, Xbox One, and PC. And then the producer of the Yakuza series came out.
Yeah, the king of Yakuza and Monkey Ball.
The king of half of Sega's development now.
They have a gigantic logo on their box that says it enhanced on Xbox
my
Series
God.
X.
Have you seen that shit, Phil?
No.
Have you seen the fucking box? It better be a goddamn placeholder. It looks so bad.
I will find it. Just keep going.
Now there's a thing with this
Mm-hmm.
that it's It's a horrible possibility, so I have to say it. A bunch of the people were talking about this. It lists all the platforms. It lists PS4. It doesn't list PS5. What if Microsoft's fucking numb brain making the world worse strategy is we'll pay you not to upgrade your game on PS4?
That would be the most insane anti-consumer thing I could think of. By the way, here's the box.
Yes.
Look at that badge for optimized for Xbox Series X.
Smart delivery.
That shit's unreal. It's like the gaudiest shit in the world, right? I'm not alone in thinking that.
Yeah, no, it's real bad.
It has a real GameStop energy.
It does.
It has that one Batman cover energy.
No!
Oh god, that one.
Which one?
It's real good. It's the
Let me go.
yeah,
It's
go
been
find
so
it. Game
long.
of the year.
Arkham City cover.
It's been so long
It's
since I've seen
Bam Ham.
it. What?
But
Oh
Alright,
my
John.
god.
yeah, no, it's
Bam
a,
Ham.
it's an absolute mess. Why is it called Bam Ham?
Bam Ham was the one. Oh man, that one's really bad too. Holy shit. These are two different covers.
Yeah, this is the one I always think of,
Yeah.
where it's got
Yeah,
10
this is
out
the
of
one I
10
was
in
thinking of.
gigantic text.
And then people put featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series, and then Knuckles included, and then Goldberg included.
I'm now seeing just shitloads of parody ones where they cover up random letters. It lay at work. Bam, a ham in a gate.
Do you think we'll ever get a cover as good as the Donosaro one?
No, we'll never get box in a box again. Unless Microsoft insists that's the only way to show off that your game's enhanced for Xbox Series X.
Oh no.
And then we get what we all thought was the anchor. I thought this was the bedrock. If no matter how bad the rest of this conference was, I would get to see some normal fucking gameplay of Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
15 minutes at least. Of
Same.
Just, here's taking out this area. Let me summon my bird. Let me chop a dude's leg off.
You know, an E3 conference-like thing.
Right?
Yeah.
They show us the Assassin's Creed Valhalla gameplay. There's no gameplay.
Yeah, like literally
What do you
none.
mean?
Like less than the rest.
What do you mean they advertised it? They even
That
did the
was
usual roll.
psychotic. That was insane.
This must be some kind of mistake. They teased it with a dude making art for the game saying trailer tomorrow. They put out the trailer. It was only cinematics. And then they teased this. This is the part where they show the game. That's like the rule.
Yeah, basically the gameplay in this is a dude walking around in some places with very cinematic camera angles. And that's it. I think there's one part where he swings an axe, maybe?
I don't know.
As that happened, I was like, okay, they're going to transition to gameplay now.
Yeah.
They're going to transition to gameplay now.
When's this coming out?
It's over.
This year?
I guess in November.
Yeah, it's supposed to come out by the end of the year.
Then they should have some gameplay. Like, we've seen gameplay of Watch Dogs.
Yeah, it's
really
rough.
sad.
It's really rough. Yeah, so we hit the end of talking about this, but what we skipped is, as we referenced before, that ends, that moment where it's like, we're not going to get to see gameplay of the one thing I was certain we get to see normal gameplay of. And then it's 15 fucking minutes of people talking to the studios about nothing. Like it's the PlayStation blog trying to fill time at E3 floor for an entire day of E3.
It didn't really hit me there that it was like, this is it. It's over.
Yeah, it didn't feel like it was like this is surely an intermission, right? What a draining event.
Yeah, no, this was a real disappointment. As one of the strongest proponents of next generation, aside from maybe Mark Cerny, I believe as strongly as him in console generations. I apparently have not woken up from the dream. I'm still asleep because the next gen, I don't think it started today, which if you go watch that stream, I thought this was going to be it. I thought this was going to be, here you go, guys. This is what next gen looks like. My favorite part of this, IGN wrote an article that said, you may need to lower your expectations for next-gen graphics. They wrote this entire article based on today's conference because they assume this is normal. Good Lord.
You were calling it what? Xbox Series Xmas?
Yeah, I was calling it Xbox Series Xmas because for me, E3 is like gamer Christmas, right?
Right.
So for me, this was like the Xbox Series Xmas. I thought it was going to be a cool, joyous event for people who like Xbox, people excited about next gen alike. This thing went down like the Hindenburg. Their like to dislike ratio is staggeringly bad.
I've also seen a lot of people saying you're not going to see a big graphical jump because of how power, like the main things that are going to be improved is gameplay, and you can't show that. I'm like, you can't show a load comparison?
No, you can't show a load comparison. You can't show a game with 3 times as many NPCs at once. You can't show that.
It's impossible.
It's impossible. Ignore the fact that the Dynasty Warriors team could show that in a heartbeat. Ignore that anyone could put that together. This is nuts and sucks, and I'm really disappointed, and I'm kind of upset, and I think Microsoft is still fucking it up with their marketing strategy when they're being clowned on by Sony posting a picture of a controller to their blog and putting it on what is it? It's not Tumblr. It's that Imager.
Instagram.
Is it? Yeah, I mean the Instagram post got huge clicks.
Yeah,
like that is one of the best received gaming things this year or ever, really.
I think it was like it's going to become like one of the top most liked video game things of all time on that site.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Microsoft shows a debut thing. The comment sections are full of upset people. The live chat we checked out was full of furious people the moment that stream ended on Xbox's own channel.
They're waiting for Minecraft 2 and Melee HD, as I saw from the chat because I had it open.
Yes. This sucked. I'm bummed out.
I forgot about the post-stream thing where it's like, hey, Nolan North and Troy Baker in Dirt 5. It's like, why?
And Casey's like, does Dirt have voice acting? Does that matter? And I'm like, I don't think it matters. If there's an insane story mode,
anything more.
I hope there's an insane story mode like that Need for Speed that one year.
That would be neat.
That would be the fucking best. It would be like, there's never been a better time to get into Dirt. Troy Baker and Northern North are brothers in this. But yeah, I'm done.
Do you think Microsoft is just completely fucking like asleep at the wheel, and they're like, no, this is what Sony's going to show. They're going to show stuff exactly like this. We're on par.
Yes.
I'm getting to the point where I don't believe Sony's going to show anything cool because it's like they're coming up against Glass Joe and they're Mr. Sandman. And I'm like, this is it. They're going to knock out, they're going to bury them really bad. But what if this is just the bizarre reality where everyone shits their pants?
It's one of those things where it's like, Microsoft has fucked up so bad, we will now be kind of shocked if the completely obvious thing of them getting slaughtered happens. It's like we will be stunned and surprised by how unsurprising the result is.
Yes, I think
because I'm reaching that point where it's like they're gonna beat them. It's gonna look real bad. They're gonna show a bunch of cool video games, but what if Sony just spins and fucking falls?
I think, okay, so here's the thing. From what the leaks are saying, the rest of this month is hardware for Sony. From what the leaks are saying, we're not supposed to receive gameplay. So here's how journalists are going to cover this for the rest of the month. Sony really messed up. Where are the games? Microsoft showed games.
I don't want any of those games except the Bamco one.
I don't even think that's going to happen this time, because even Kotaku is like, Microsoft, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, it seems like journalists for once are on the page of, this is just deceptive.
I guess that's what it literally takes. Lying. Just outright bold-faced saying, oh, this is gameplay. Get excited for this gameplay.
Here's the thing, Dan. They don't have a big stage and a car on stage, so the spell has been broken.
Are you talking?
Yeah,
but
even then they had decent games on those shows. There's nothing cool here.
Are you telling me?
But I'm saying game journalists are easily bamboozled by presentation.
You're telling me that Matt Booty isn't a wizard when he puts on his gamer headset?
Don't you fucking invoke the name of Matt Booty in here.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everyone. I know I disappointed you. But yeah, Dirt 5 looks nice.
I'm excited to play Second Extinction. It looks neat. I'll blow away some dinosaurs.
So hey, here's my expectations. 17% performance difference isn't that big. A marketing strategy this bad that is entirely focused on how your console is the most powerful big dick thing in the room, and your competition is going to come out with a smarter marketing strategy that hits harder when it hits. I think this may actually have a bigger divide depending on how prices land than the Xbox One and PS4 did at launch.
It's okay. The Microsoft said they're agile about that.
It'll be okay. They'll look at the sales of all Xbox hardware. So when people go to buy their new Xbox and end up with the S, they'll be like, "That's the win for us."
We've done it again.
I 100% believe that they'll be like, "We're no longer giving you numbers for individual SKUs. You get all of Xbox."
I mean, they stopped giving out numbers years ago, so that wouldn't surprise me. I imagine...
They stopped giving out numbers, what was it, before the X was even announced?
Mm-hmm. And for the first, for all of this gen leading up to that moment, they were not selling well. Man, even these somber tapestries were in 60 frames per second, seemingly.
Whoa.
Some parts, anyway. Yeah.
Good for Scorn.
Good for Scorn.
Do you think that that Microsoft is going to be some weird fucked up hardware version of like Fallout 76, where it's like, we suck, but we continue making a profit through this tiny group of lunatics?
I don't feel like their console has monetization that's quite as insane. Oh, man. But yeah.
Yeah, because their equivalent would be Game Pass, and that's $1.
It's $1 to convert. They're hoping 3 years from now you re-up for $15 a month, and that makes
they're hoping they're still doing things in 3 years.
See, about the time the consoles come out, they'll tier Game Pass, and if you bought it, it's now like the middle tier, and you have to pay more to get real games.
Could you imagine? There's Ultimate Silver and then Ultimate Gold, and everyone with Ultimate now is Ultimate Silver.
Oh, that would be... Oh my god.
Marketing.
And they could do it too.
It'd be a PR nightmare. Oh man. I don't want to talk about this anymore. I already said what I was going to say. Microsoft is really banking on this console to being the most powerful. If it is substantially, even moderately more expensive than the PS5, and their marketing campaign is reliant on them having the big dick edition of every game, but most people can't tell the difference, and their marketing strategy just sucks, this is going to go really bad for them. So they need a strong showcase. They need any form of really good marketing ASAP. I don't know what the fuck they have planned for June, but it better be something salient and something powerful. Because apparently
Maybe Halo Infinite is immaculate.
Nope, they said July for Halo Infinite.
Oh no!
You're hearing from Microsoft again in June, and no one knows why.
We'll talk about our other first-party games, like...
We're going to talk... No,
Grounded.
That's all supposed to be July, Bob.
Oh, yeah, you're right. And no first party till July.
No first party till July. So what is June? Them talking about the badge they made for optimized for Xbox Series X?
Maybe the June
It has
one.
to be like the hardware and its features.
They've already gone through all that.
Third party part 2?
Yeah, it's going to be third party part 2 where they get real
They haven't
ones.
talked about like back compat. They haven't shown like an OS.
They
Wait,
did talk
that.
about get back compat, and they did show the OS. It's the same OS.
But they didn't talk about back. They didn't talk about back compat clearly. It's still in this weird gray zone.
No, every game works.
Every game that
Every
already
game
works.
just works.
Every Xbox
Every game that
One
already
game
works. Yeah.
Every Xbox One game works.
And then the 360 games
I'm
that
talking
already
about
work.
there's language that's weird about 360 and original games.
Yeah, it's not going to be anymore.
Yeah, it's going to be, at best, exactly everything that's already compatible.
Oh,
Yeah.
And they
Yeah,
might go back
you know
to
that thing
updating
you know that thing that gave us a huge advantage on Sony this gen? We're stopping.
Yeah,
It's done.
Yeah, hopefully they go back to that. Hopefully once everything's up and running perfectly on the Series X, they go back to adding more Xbox original and 360 games. I kind of doubt it, because I feel like they've probably made most of the deals they were going to make. But we'll see. Yeah, no, this is nuts. This is going really bad, and I need Microsoft to get their shit together. Anybody else before we wrap things up?
No.
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 Okay. Well, over the next week, we're doing more Halo. So please come hang out with us as we play Halo 3. At some point, Halo ODST. At some point, Halo Reach. And then the dark times begin.
Yeah, Halo Wars.
Yeah, Halo Wars. That's definitely
Halo
the worst
Wars
thing to
2.
happen. And then Halo Wars 2. Definitely
I'm curious. I'm excited for you to play Halo Wars 2 because I don't know what the fuck that game looks like or anything it's about.
You know, well, I realized when I told you guys there were QTEs in Halo 4 earlier and you two kind of lost it, this means the scale of problem is not understood. Hey, Phil, you remember that Call of Duty that one year, Modern Warfare 2 one, where it's climbing the ice wall?
No.
It's just a shot of a dude on stage hitting LB, RB, LB, RB as he slowly climbs an ice cliff. What if I told you that is literally the opening to Halo 4?
Casey, what are you doing this week?
No, you have to live with this, Phil.
What a great game. Really glad it's been saved in posterity. Casey, what do you have going on over the next week?
I'm gonna continue working on some stuff, try and finally finish at least recording Trails of Cold Steel so I can escape and not have to play it anymore. And then we're play other games.
Glowing praise.
I'm sorry. The middle chunk of every Trails game is kind of sucks your soul out because they don't progress the plot until the first chunk and the last chunk. And I kind of turn to dust every time it happens. But I'm at the good part now, so I'm actually pretty pumped.
Oh, good. Glad to hear it.
Yes. Yeah. We made it through it. And, yeah, I'll probably play other things. I'm looking forward to checking out the Wonderful 101 remastered. And I'll talk about that next week, now that I have it. And, yeah, I think that's about it for me. How about Freddy?
I'll continue streaming Danganronpa V3, Killing Harmony. I hope I fucking survive.
I'm glad.
And then the female bear vomits and goes, "Hey."
I'm assuming that character is going to die. Since I hope.
I mean, if the character you don't like, they'll probably live longer than anyone else.
Oh no,
that's not true. I had a very good track record in 2. The only one character I despised survived to the end. And he was okay when I realized the game also hated him. And then I realized, and then the writer said he was his self-insert. So I'm like, okay, I can respect that.
That's funny.
During the truth sword fighting minigame, he is the only character who you can slice through all of his arguments with one swing.
Everyone else you have to mash a lot.
He's so fucking useless. And when he interrupts you to get on, he says, "Too easy," and then you just kick his teeth in.
Thank you, Kyle A. Bear.
So weird. He just sounds like adult Gohan, but a simp.
Thank you for listening to this episode of The Big Think Dimension. If you would like to support the GB Podcast Network, head on over to patreon.com/GB Podcast so that way you can get exclusive behind the scenes on stuff, other content. There's a lot of content. It's basically non-ending avalanche of content. So head on over there, become a $5 backer or a Podlord today. This GigaBoots video was brought to you by the arcane powers of our executive producers, Esme, Nicholas Cameron, E. Lee Broyles, Starfalcon, Spaceman Spiff, Danny Richardson, Red Blaze 27, and 32X Wen. Thank you very much to our powerful executive producers. And also these guys. If you like this video and want to lend us your power, head on over to patreon.com/GigaBoots today.